A man's soul crossed into a cultivation world, but he had no spiritual root and couldn't cultivate. But every day he used a small mountain as a fitness tool, passionately training for 20,000 years. The man's name was Wu Lingan, formerly a fat otaku who wasn't good at refusing others. And because of his appearance, he was bullied by classmates since childhood. But because of this, he studied even harder, believing that after starting work, his efforts would be rewarded. However, after studying, he realized he was not only a fat otaku but also a poor student. After graduation, he could only rely on his physique to work as a sparring partner at a fitness center. Life seemed to return to its starting point, only now, the people bullying him changed from classmates to colleagues. Unable to refuse others, he had to work overtime until midnight every day. Finally one day, his heart suddenly felt immense pain. It turned out that due to his obesity problem, his body had the hidden danger of sudden death. When Wu Lingan opened his eyes again, he found he had actually restarted. Time jumped. 20,000 years later in the Eastern Zhou, Wu Lingan was being easily held by a young girl. Dushan Xiaoyu of the Fox Demon clan kept acting cute. Brother Lingan, didn't we agree to venture outside together? Why are you still dawdling here? Hearing this, Wu Lingan couldn't help but sigh. Yes, unconsciously, I've already been training here for 20,000 years, but I'm still just an ordinary person with a bit more strength. Going down the mountain will only cause you trouble. Wu Lingan, after all these years, finally confirmed he had been reborn, and moreover, reborn as the young lord of the demon cult. However, the declining demon cult couldn't protect him. To escape the pursuit of the righteous path cultivators, he could only hide and survive in the deep mountains and old forests. If not for the little fox he saved accompanying him, he might have gone mad from boredom long ago. Because of the lessons from his previous life, and the experience of being hunted in this life, Wu Lingan persisted for a full 20,000 years, maintaining disciplined training every day. However, after training for a long time, he realized he had transmigrated to a fantasy world, but he was a true Wu Lingan without a spiritual root. Besides the good physique gained from daily training, he was useless. But the body trained for 20,000 years was full of power. Even a flood dragon was knocked down by his punch. This blind flood dragon allowed Wu Lingan to have meat tonight. Xiaoyu immediately praised silently. A 7th-stage golden core flood dragon was actually taken down with one punch, truly worthy of my brother Lingan. Just as Wu Lingan was preparing to take the meat, a loud shout suddenly interrupted him. A middle-aged man stood on a flying sword, yelling disrespectfully, "Bold thief, how dare you snatch the flood dragon I have hunted, capable of such shameless deeds? Could you be the remnants of the demon clan?" Hearing this, Wu Lingan's expression instantly changed from calm to panicked, repeatedly waving his hands to deny it. He even apologized profusely. "I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to." Xiao Chuanhua from the Xian Tian Academy saw this and couldn't help but secretly assess, a little fox demon, and an ordinary person completely without a spiritual root. Seems there's no need to waste words on them. Then Xiao Chuanhua directly used the divine sword art, preparing to eliminate the two. But Wu Lingan caught it very easily. Xiao Chuanhua was instantly dumbfounded, completely stunned. And Wu Lingan suddenly bowed and apologized. "Knowing you wanted to kill me, I still caught the flying sword. I'm truly sorry." Xiao Chuanhua hearing this, finally calmed down. An ordinary person without a spiritual root, how could he possibly catch my flying sword? It must be you helping this kid from behind. In that case, then you can go to hell with this kid. Take this. However, this time, the sword art was again easily caught by Wu Lingan. Embarrassed and enraged, Xiao Chuanhua couldn't sit still, frantically starting to launch flying swords, wanting to kill Wu Lingan, but Wu Lingan just kept twisting his body, easily catching all the flying swords. Then, he spoke with an apologetic look. "Sorry, I subconsciously caught them all." Xiao Chuanhua was instantly silenced. After thinking for a long time, he finally got up from the ground, then complimented, "So it's a senior from the Righteous Alliance. It was this junior's misunderstanding earlier. Please return the flying sword to me. This junior will leave now." As soon as the words fell, his flying sword instantly flew back, but he didn't react at all. The flying sword actually carried terrifying flames, grazing past his neck. Wu Lingan, even after rebirth, was still the same as in his previous life, truly unable to refuse others. Then Wu Lingan shouldered the flood dragon, saying, "Let's go back. We still need to cook for father and the others." Before leaving, Xiaoyu didn't forget to give a sinister reminder. "Today's events, I don't want you to utter a single word about them." Xiao Chuanhua heard this and instantly broke into a cold sweat, nodding repeatedly to show he understood. After the two finally left his sight, Xiao Chuanhua instantly collapsed to the ground. "Who on earth are they? But you can only be happy for now. Wait until I report this matter to that old ancestor at Tian Academy. I'll definitely make you demon cultivators pay. The man, as the young lord of the demon clan, actually had to enter a human academy to study, but unexpectedly, the academy's first test was actually to identify demonic nature. Already panicking, he was now scared to the point of trembling. All over, just now, Wu Lingan casually threw the flying sword, and actually scared a Yuanying 7th stage cultivator into wetting himself. Xiao Yu instantly entered fangirl mode. Brother Lingan, you still say you're an ordinary person? Even a Yuanying 7th stage cultivator was scared silly by you. But Wu Lingan didn't think so. How could I possibly be a match for a cultivator? He was probably just joking with me earlier. I know very well, I'm just an ordinary person unable to cultivate. That's why I train my body so desperately. Soon, Wu Lingan brought the divided flood dragon meat to the entrance of a cave. As soon as he entered, shouts came from inside the cave. Don't you know this is the territory of my demon clan? Who dares to enter here? After seeing it was Wu Lingan, the group of demons immediately showed delighted surprise, urging him to quickly pass the dragon meat inside. Wu Lingan knew that although they looked brutal, they were actually uncles who were very good to him, but Wu Lingan's father, Wudi, was dissatisfied. You haven't come to see me for 3 hours, do you still have me, your father, in your eyes? Wu Lingan quickly explained that he was delayed because he had to hunt and cook. But Wudi didn't buy it. Don't tell me you were tricked down the mountain by this little girl again? Listen carefully, you absolutely cannot go down the mountain, even after being sealed for 20,000 years. I still remember the treachery of those righteous path people. Cunning and treacherous, going out with no martial world experience like you, are you trying to get killed? This speech, heard for 20,000 years, immediately dissatisfied Wu Lingan. He immediately stated firmly, even if I'm hunted outside, even if I die, I don't want to stay in these deep mountains and old forests anymore. As soon as these words were spoken, the group of demon clan uncles also began to persuade him to give up the idea. Your cultivation is only at the body refining stage. Going out now is equivalent to suicide. But Xiao Yu interrupted. We just encountered a righteous path cultivator, possessing Yuanying 7th stage cultivation, but he was still scared into wetting himself by Brother Lingan. Wudi didn't expect his own son had actually become so strong, but he still shouted, you are still an ordinary person without a spiritual root, even if you can defeat a Yuanying 7th stage cultivator, but facing stronger cultivators, what will you do? Don't think you're already invincible under heaven. But Wu Lingan got angry. I have no interest in being invincible under heaven. One needs to reach the tribulation transcendent stage. To break this damned cage, here I can't even break through the body refining stage. In these 20,000 years, Dad, even though you were imprisoned, you always tried hard to protect me. Now I've grown up, it's my turn to protect you. Just then, Xiao Yu suddenly spoke up, interrupting, Brother Lingan's, because he has always remained at the body refining stage. Has no demon cult aura on him, as long as he doesn't actively admit it. People outside absolutely cannot discover his demon cult identity, but Wudi still firmly objected, no. What if Lingan breaks through and releases the demon cult aura? Then he's doomed. But Wu Lingan turned decisively, I've already made up my mind. Dad, don't blame me. Just as Wu Lingan was about to leave, Wudi suddenly threw a small token. On it was written Wu Lingan's name, and below were the 2 characters Xin Tian. Only then did Wudi speak. This is the entry qualification certificate for Tian Academy. Since you insist on going down the mountain, this can be your first battle in the martial world. Hearing this, Wu Lingan couldn't help but be slightly stunned. Tian Academy? Isn't that known as the Righteous Path's #1 Super Cultivation Academy? Rumor has it that just entering graduation guarantees at least reaching the golden core stage. Xiao Yu felt this suggestion was a bit dangerous. But Wudi stated, the most dangerous place is the safest. Moreover, the paths of cultivation within Tian Academy are as numerous as stars. It's the most likely place to find a path suitable for Lingan's cultivation. Wu Lingan, seeing his father agree, began to pack his bags nimbly. After bringing along all his fitness equipment, Wu Lingan immediately said, let's set off now. While Xiao Yu was somewhat puzzled. Such a precious exam qualification, how did you, an imprisoned person, obtain it? Wudi didn't intend to answer, you don't need to know this. Right now, I cannot protect Lingan. Going to Tian Academy to cultivate is the best way I can ensure he survives, and the secret about Lingan will be entrusted to you. A preparatory level 9-tailed fox, for protection. Xiao Yu heard this and didn't say much more, preparing to leave, but Wudi quickly stopped her, then urged. This world has already reached the brink of collapse. The power hidden within Lingan must awaken as soon as possible. there isn't much time left for you too. Soon, Wu Lingan arrived at Tian Academy. At this time, the academy was conducting enrollment tests. Such a grand scene immediately made Wu Lingan nervous. And the little attendant at the gate formally announced, students entering the exam must insert their admission ticket into the mouth of the stone lion. It will automatically identify the authenticity of the admission ticket, and whether there are any demon cultivator spies among you. As soon as the words fell, the person at the front reached out first to try, and he had no problem, smoothly passing. Now Wu Lingan started to panic. The token dad gave me couldn't be fake. Right? I haven't cultivated any demon cultivation methods, it should be fine, right? But just then, a demon cultivator detected was instantly bitten by the stone lion. And the little attendant immediately signaled his subordinates to lock up the demon cultivator. Then the little attendant pointed at Wu Lingan, signaling, next is you. The big bundle on your back looks the most suspicious, hurry up and stuff the admission ticket in. The man physically cultivated for 20,000 years but didn't break through the body refining stage. Now, with just a casual punch, he actually blasted through the entire academy. Just moments ago, Wu Lingan was called out for the demon cultivator test as the young lord of the demon clan. He quickly reassured himself. Then he placed the admission ticket into the stone lion's mouth. However, after testing, his admission ticket had no problem. But the stone lion's eyes suddenly flashed red, then fiercely bit down on his hand. But then the stone lion's head suddenly exploded. The little attendant saw this, and quickly called people to seize Wu Lingan. Now Wu Lingan completely panicked. The admission ticket is fine. Why arrest me? But the little attendant shouted, when the stone lion senses demonic energy, it automatically attacks. What else can you argue? Wu Lingan instantly lamented inwardly. The admission ticket must have been tainted with demonic energy from Dad. But just then, Xiaoyu suddenly walked out from the crowd, then accused, arresting someone without clarifying the matter. Isn't that too arbitrary? The little attendant immediately exploded. You, a member of the Fox Demon Clan, why are you meddling in Tian Academy's affairs? But Xiaoyu grabbed Wu Lingan's arm, saying, I am his Dao protector. The onlooker's jaws immediately dropped. After all, only major sects have Dao protectors, and Xiaoyu spoke again. Since the admission ticket is fine, then take a closer look at his origin. That token belongs to the legendary world's #1 sect, the one destroyed by demon cultivators 20,000 years ago, and Brother Lingan is now the sole successor. Because of this, isn't it easy to explain some demonic energy tainting the admission ticket? A disciple nearby also quickly spoke up to remind, this kid seems to have obtained the inheritance. The relationship between righteous path cultivators and the demon clan is delicate right now, best handle it cautiously. The little attendant pondered for a moment, then said, don't let me find any suspicion about you. Go in, and Xiaoyu, seeing Wu Lingan's nervous appearance, quickly signaled him to relax, just act as you normally do, and no one will suspect you. Soon, Tian Academy was crowded with people. This time, the one presiding was the academy instructor Mei Yanli. He noticed that this year's new students' quality was quite good. Even Hawan sect and Yujian sect sent people over here. That white-haired beauty was indeed Bai Di of the Yujian sect. As a genius who broke through to the foundation establishment stage at age 11, she instantly excited the crowd. And Bai Di felt at this time that among the Tian Academy freshmen, there was no one worthy of her attention. However, besides geniuses, Mei Yanli also noticed strange things mixed in. He determined, this guy definitely couldn't even pass the first assessment. Then Mei Yanli descended from the pavilion, then loudly reminded everyone to focus their attention. I am Mei Yanli, the instructor responsible for the new student assessment. Next, I will conduct the entrance test for you. Only those who pass all assessments are qualified to become disciples of Tian Academy. Wu Lingan instantly felt this instructor looked somewhat familiar. Mei Yanli noticed his gaze, and immediately got angry. Kid, what are you staring at this old man for? And Wu Lingan very honestly pointed at the wire behind him, then reminded. Because the wire you're hanging from is a bit reflective. Mei Yanli immediately descended before him, smiling without warmth. Good kid, I look forward to your assessment results. Bai Di saw this and couldn't help but silently complain, this guy, doesn't he even know how to fly through the air? Too weak. Just then, Mei Yanli suddenly let out a fierce shout, revealing sword beast-like muscles, then with a shocked expression, that was just to liven up the atmosphere. Now the test will begin for you, and the crowd suddenly exploded. These muscles seen have a terrifying aura. Could this be the legendary sandbag sacred body? Although the sandbag sacred body is naturally unable to actively cultivate, or even use spells, but it can absorb others' attacks, capturing the released spiritual energy for its own use. Meaning, however strong the enemy, that's how strong the owner of the sandbag's sacred body is. Attacks from the same rank or lower will be completely immune. Wu Lingan didn't expect there was actually such an existence that gets stronger by being hit. Could it be that only masochists can become cultivators? Mei Yanli then revealed a satisfied smile. Next, you will each use spiritual energy to punch me once. I will judge based on your attacks, your strength, talent, and future potential. Kid, let's start with you then, Wu Lingan, after coming before him, reminded. Then you better be prepared, my strength is quite considerable. Mei Yanli immediately smiled. Even a soul transformation stage cultivator might not necessarily hurt me. You, a freshman, even if you have great strength, so what? The next second, Mei Yanli felt an intense pain from his face, long unfelt. Then his body, like a kite with a broken string, directly blasted through the academy wall and flew over 100 meters. Seeing this scene, the onlookers' eyeballs were instantly shocked out, and Wu Lingan's face instantly fell. He felt he was finished this time. The girl was originally an unremarkable fox girl, but could transform into the legendary nine-tailed fox. Just now, Wu Lingan knocked down the sandbag's sacred body Mei Yanli, whose ability grows stronger with strength. With one punch, he was already foaming at the mouth, unconscious. Wu Lingan immediately turned and asked, "Does this count as passing the assessment?" As soon as these words were spoken, the surrounding little attendants immediately quickly moved away from him. At this time, outside the courtyard, a giant three-tailed fox quietly arrived at the assessment site. Xiaoyu, after returning to human form, immediately noticed the commotion Wu Lingan caused. Xiaoyu was instantly very satisfied, saying, "Worthy of Brother Lingan, causing such a stir right after entering school." At this time, the little attendants were already exploding. Didn't you say that below soul transformation stage, attacks would have no effect on Instructor Mei? And by D's gaze towards Wu Lingan, also revealed solemnity. Looks like I'm not the only one hiding my strength. Just then, Jiqiao Pavilion Master Huang Luhong suddenly walked to Mei Yanli's side, then he frowned. "Little guy, the power of your punch is comparable to late Yuanying stage." As soon as the words fell, Mei Yanli suddenly snapped his eyes open, then flipped over and got straight up from the ground, then coming before Wu Lingan, immediately berated, "You bastard, I told you to hit my stomach, not my face. That test doesn't count. If you use such petty tricks again, I'll directly disqualify you." Then, Mei Yanli used the sandbag's sacred body's immovable sandbag. The chubby guy saw this and instantly exclaimed, "This is the sandbag's sacred body's strongest defensive move. It can convert all one's power into defense." Mei Yanli also smiled at this time. "This is a move I use for the ultimate test of Tribulation Transcendence stage cultivators. Today, kid, even if you use all your strength, you won't be able to shake me." As soon as the words fell, Wu Lingan punched fiercely onto his stomach. Mei Yanli's voice instantly stopped abruptly. The crowd saw this, and instantly exclaimed, "Immovable sandbag is indeed powerful." This time, he didn't even move his feet half a step. Huang Luhuang's face darkened, silently complaining, "What do you mean didn't move half a step?" He fainted standing up. Immediately, he quickly took Mei Yanli away, then signaled everyone that the first round was all passed. And everyone also praised Wu Lingan's strength. Just then, Zhongma suddenly came to his side asking, "Didn't expect such a strong person in the assessment." "My name is Zhongma, the 108th generation successor of the Hawan sect, Iron Mountain Depend 9th Dan, Shaking Flower Hand 4th Dan. My interest is dual cultivation with others. Seeing your performance just now was good, I'll reluctantly accept you as my brother." And the chubby guy nearby also spoke up asking, "Can you also take us as younger brothers? I am Tianji from Tianjin Gate. I can provide the most accurate intelligence for the big brothers. Please take care of us, big bosses. Little brother is presumptuous, although I mainly collect intelligence, but I have no information about you, brother. May I ask which master and sect you follow?" Hearing this, Wu Lingan's expression changed instantly, very flustered. "I am a rogue cultivator." Just then, Bai Di suddenly emerged from the crowd, walking towards Wu Lingan. Then coming before Wu Lingan, he immediately shouted, "Such a limelight-stealing guy, I will make you understand the gap between yourself and a genius." After speaking, he directly turned and left. Just then, Huang Luhong suddenly spoke, "Everyone, don't get happy too early." Then he pressed a remote control in his hand. Instantly, the ground of the entire trial field began to shake. Then a sealed building rose from the ground. Inside were loaded various combat puppets, looking very powerful, leaving everyone stunned in place. Then Huang Luhong spoke again to introduce, "I am the master of the Jiqiao Pavilion, Huang Luhong, also your second round test examiner." Appearing in the square are all mechanism puppets made by our Jiqiao Pavilion. During the assessment, they will continuously launch mechanism hidden weapons to attack you. The assessment lasts for the time it takes an incense stick to burn. As long as you withdraw during this period, the mechanism puppets will stop attacking. The fewer hits taken, the higher the score. Useless trash lacking strength, luckily passing, is not a good thing for you, because the hidden weapons launched by the mechanism puppets are all real. Welcome to the candidate's graveyard. As soon as the words fell, the giant puppets simultaneously shot out terrifying beams of light. Now the candidates suddenly screamed and fled. The scene instantly became chaotic. However, this attack speed couldn't hit Wu Lingan at all, and Huang Luhong discovered. The kid from Hahuan sect performed very well. Phantom Iron Mountain depended extreme speed, constantly twisting amidst the beams. This rapid swaying makes it impossible to ambush his back. But then a beam fiercely struck his chest. Afterwards, Huang Luhong discovered a new expert, Yujian sect. That girl is unexpectedly strong. Just then, the ground suddenly erupted with a huge rumbling sound. So Wu Lingan punched, fiercely smashing the energy transport pipe buried underground. Now he finally breathed a sigh of relief. This way they can't attack me. Huang Luhong saw this, instantly exploded. Don't misunderstand the test point. This round tests your speed. The man just casually exhaled, and actually blew the goddess's clothes to shreds. Just now, Wu Lingan directly destroyed the laser shooting puppet, thoroughly angering Huang Luhong. This round tests speed. Destroy another puppet and you're out. Wu Lingan heard and quickly apologized, saying he wasn't very clear about the assessment rules. Bai Di saw this, couldn't help but silently complain. No wonder Daddy said, men are animals who love the spotlight. And Mei Yanli directly snatched Huang Luhong's remote control, saying, don't waste words with this kind of kid, just let him feel the strength of these puppets. Isn't that enough? As soon as the words fell, those puppet warriors instantly completed their transformation. The chubby guy saw this and instantly exclaimed, it's actually Yuaniing integration stage. This kind of laser puppet definitely has strength exceeding 7th stage golden core. Does this test even want people to pass? Huang Luhong also quickly persuaded, aren't you going too far? People could die. But Mei Yanli sneered, what does it matter? You don't want that arrogant kid to pass the test either, right? Meanwhile, the mechanism puppets had already attacked, simultaneously firing several hidden weapons towards Wu Lingan. But Wu Lingan's movements were strangely nimble, perfectly dodging everything, although he wasn't hit once, but the candidates behind him suffered. Mei Yanli was already mad. Still able to dodge, huh? Then let's deploy a few more mechanism puppets. Under his control, Wu Lingan was instantly surrounded by several puppets. Just as Wu Lingan wanted to attack again, Mei Yanli immediately shouted, brat, damage another puppet and we'll directly disqualify you. Because the laser puppets all surrounded Wu Lingan, the other candidates instantly relaxed. And Bai Di secretly sneered, this is the consequence of loving the spotlight. Daddy was indeed right. Seeing those puppets already attacking him, Wu Lingan quickly bent down, suddenly exerting force with his feet, leaping into midair, making the puppets below miss. Now Mei Yanli and the other were instantly shocked. He actually flew? How is that possible? The spectating little attendants were also dumbfounded. What realm is he exactly? To fly, shouldn't one reach 7th stage golden core? And the chubby guy saw through the mystery at a glance. No, he's not using spiritual energy to fly. He jumped up entirely relying on leg strength. Moreover, he's still using the force of continuously stomping downwards to counteract the falling gravity. Completely unbelievable. Just how strong is his physical body? At this time, Mei Yanli had already fallen into a state of madness. Even the strongest physique has limits. Maintaining mid-air suspension can't last long. Everyone attack the position where he's falling. Seeing this situation, Wu Lingan immediately became secretly anxious. Can't destroy the puppets. Getting hit also deducts points. What should I do? Then he noticed Bai Di dealing with hidden weapons not far away. Originally, he stepped on an incoming hidden weapon, then used the momentum to charge towards Bai Di. Seeing Wu Lingan continuously approaching, Bai Di instantly panicked. What is he approaching me so suddenly for? Could this guy be the pervert Daddy mentioned? Just as Bai Di subconsciously deflected the hidden weapon, Wu Lingan quickly hid behind him, perfectly using Bai Di's blocking skill to dodge all the hidden weapons. Bai Di, used as a shield, was instantly enraged, but Wu Lingan was very nimble, skillfully dodging his angry arrow. Bai Di immediately felt the urge, wanting to kill him. And Wu Lingan quickly turned tail and ran. Mei Yanli saw Wu Lingan being attacked from both sides, immediately smiled, let's see how you escape now. Just then, Wu Lingan suddenly noticed the incense Mei Yanli held in his mouth. Instantly he recalled the assessment rules. Immediately Wu Lingan stopped, suddenly turned around, then abruptly opened his mouth and inhaled frantically, then a terrifying hurricane erupted from Wu Lingan's mouth. The powerful gale instantly blew everyone away. Mei Yanli completely didn't understand what Wu Lingan was doing. After the hurricane dissipated, Mei Yanli immediately spoke, "Don't think you can pass the test just because you have strong breath." But Wu Lingan waved his hand. "Instructor Mei, may I interrupt?" The incense used for the assessment seems to have burned out. Huang Luhong heard this and couldn't help being secretly shocked. Was it that breath just now that blew the incense, accelerating its burning? This kid's body, what exactly is going on? Just then, the chubby guy suddenly shouted excitedly, "No, Boss Lingan has other deeper purposes. Boss Lingan is trying to get benefits for everyone." The embarrassed Bai Di quickly turned and slipped away, leaving harsh words that she would definitely not let Wu Lingan go. Just then, an old voice suddenly sounded, "How many years has it been?" It's really been a long time since encountering such an interesting freshman. This year's freshman assessment is truly vibrant. Everything is thriving. The boy just showed off his strong physique cultivated for 20,000 years, instantly captivating the nine-tailed fox completely, even making her actively throw herself into his arms. Just now, Xiantian Academy Dean Yu Tianqing suddenly arrived at the assessment site. But everyone felt he looked very unreliable. The chubby guy, however, recognized his worth and got excited. This is the legendary flaming Azura Yu Tianqing. Rumor has it Yu Tianqing, in 20,000 years, hunted countless demon cultivator experts, a terrifying existence. His decisive killing shocked even the righteous path cultivators. That head of red hair was all dyed by the blood of demon cultivators. Although these words sounded impressive, but everyone noticed, his iconic red hair was fake. Just then, Yu Tianqing suddenly asked, "Little fellow, what's your name?" And Xiaoyu, observing from the shadows, also panicked slightly. Why did the dean of Xiantian Academy suddenly appear? And Brother Lingan offended him right away, must remedy this immediately. Afterwards, Xiaoyu transmitted her voice to Wu Lingan, "Brother Lingan, can you hear my voice? You blew off the dean's wig just now, help him put it back on before he realizes." And Yu Tianqing, after learning Wu Lingan's name, then said, "I know Lingan's actions were indeed somewhat mischievous, but as a teacher, one should be magnanimous. If you were as strong as this dean, would there still be trouble? Ultimately, isn't it just your lack of skill?" And Wu Lingan immediately realized this was the perfect opportunity. In an instant, he picked up a bright red object from the ground, slapping it onto the dean's head. Yu Tianqing's pupils instantly locked. What was that speed just now? If not for my many tears, I couldn't have noticed. And Wu Lingan spoke very cheerfully, "Dean, you dropped something, helping you pick it back up is what I should do." Just then, Mei Yanli's expression suddenly changed drastically. Letting out a cry of alarm, "Dean, you seem to be injured." Now Xiaoyu instantly exploded. At least distinguish between the wig and the hidden weapon before acting. And Mei Yanli instantly became furious, grabbing Wu Lingan, "You bastard, how dare you attack the dean?" But Yu Tianqing smiled faintly, "Do you really think this little thing can hurt me?" This was all just the dean deliberately testing. Hearing this, Lingan's eyes lit up, truly worthy of being the dean of Xiantian Academy, unharmed even by this. And Yu Tianqing acted pretentiously, "Just a mere hidden weapon, isn't it fine to just pull it out?" But as he pulled, his head instantly spurted a fountain. Now he couldn't stand at all. Instantly collapsing to the ground, Mei Yanli immediately held the dean, crying out, "Dean, are you okay?" And Huang Luhong stepped forward to announce, "Everyone still on the field is considered to have passed the second round. The third round, class placement test, will begin tomorrow at noon." Then the two quickly helped Yu Tianqing up urgently to the pill hall. "Quickly send the dean to the pill hall." After the two left, those puppet mechanisms suddenly launched hidden weapon attacks again. And in the shadows, an instructor suddenly revealed a cold smile, then secretly rejoiced. "Didn't expect you to deliver yourself to my doorstep." Soon, Wu Lingan left the academy. To prepare for tomorrow's assessment, he trained frantically with great effort, and Xiaoyu also reminded him, the upcoming class placement is indeed crucial. Only by getting into a better class can one obtain more cultivation resources. However, balancing work and rest is also important. "Let me apply some safflower wine for you, to clear your meridians." After speaking, Xiaoyu directly ran towards Wu Lingan, but she suddenly tripped, directly falling into Wu Lingan's arms. Meanwhile, Bai Di was walking down the path, furious. Thinking of Wu Lingan made her secretly angry. "Bastard, I will definitely make you pay the price." Just then, a shout suddenly came from not far away, attracting her attention. She couldn't help but curiously walk into the house and look closely, seeing the ominous figures on the window. Her face instantly changed drastically. What is Wu Lingan doing in the room? This fox girl accidentally got soaked through with safflower wine, but she asked the boy to change her clothes. Just now, Bai Di accidentally discovered a tragedy occurred in Wu Lingan's room. She couldn't help but secretly deny, no, Wu Lingan just arrived at Xiantian Academy. How could he possibly kill someone in his room? I must have been seeing things. Calm down and look carefully again, but this is conclusive evidence. Meanwhile, Wu Lingan was vigorously jump roping with a 3000 Jin Shin iron rope. And Xiaoyu said with some regret, unfortunately, the safflower wine for treating external injuries was spilled by me. Better wipe up the spilled wine first. Just then, Xiaoyu accidentally slipped. And Bai Di had already approached the window, preparing to rescue the girl inside first. Then a bang sounded from the window. Xiaoyu fell against the window. Now Bai Di was completely terrified. She felt it was too late to save the person now. And Wu Lingan saw Xiaoyu fall, quickly went forward asking if she was okay. And Xiaoyu wasn't injured, just her clothes were dirted by the safflower wine. This damp scene couldn't help but make Wu Lingan blush. Then quickly turned around to help Xiaoyu find clean clothes. But just then, Bai Di suddenly rushed into the room, shouting, "You murderer, surrender now!" Wu Lingan, who was about to hand the clothes to Xiaoyu, was instantly stunned. Bai Di was completely dumbfounded. You won't even spare the corpse? And Wu Lingan was also panicked. Could she have already discovered my demon cult identity? Bai Di no longer intended to waste words with Wu Lingan. Raising her hand, she used the soaring cloud sword art, striking towards Wu Lingan. However, this level of sword energy couldn't harm Wu Lingan at all. Bai Di was instantly shocked by Wu Lingan's speed. However, she gathered sword energy again, suddenly using her strongest technique, see, but Wu Lingan raised his fist, blasting the sword energy apart. Now Bai Di was completely dumbfounded. He actually shattered my sword energy with his physical body? Then Wu Lingan's figure flashed, arriving behind him, then raised his hand delivering a hand chop to his neck. Bai Di instantly lost consciousness, falling directly to the ground. Wu Lingan couldn't help but look flustered. Sorry, my identity really cannot be exposed. I could only do this, and Xiaoyu looked shocked. He even used this move? The so-called memory-clearing hand chop infuses power into the palm, and through the attack, directly affects the enemy's brain, ultimately achieving the effect of influencing others' memories. Commonly known as beating someone stupid. Now while he's unconscious, quickly send him back. It'll be troublesome if discovered. Wu Lingan quickly dressed, helping Bai Di up. Taking advantage of the deserted surroundings, quickly carried him running under the cover of night. After walking around, Wu Lingan roughly found the vicinity of Bai Di's residence. Just then, Bai Di suddenly regained consciousness. What happened to me? Wu Lingan subconsciously raised his hand again for another hand chop. Seeing Bai Di faint again, he finally breathed a sigh of relief, but he encountered a new problem. He had no idea which room this woman lived in. And this scene happened to be seen by the passing chubby guy. He couldn't help being secretly shocked. What is the relationship between Boss Lingan and Bai Di? This child of destiny who transmigrated didn't expect his own room to actually have a great beauty added. Just now, Wu Lingan wanted to take Bai Di back to his room, but didn't know which room was his. So, Wu Lingan randomly found an empty room, placing him on the bed. He felt this room was empty, thinking he probably lived here. And the unconscious Bai Di slowly woke up at this moment. Wu Lingan subconsciously gave him another memory-clearing hand chop. Wu Lingan felt sorry about this, but he really couldn't expose his identity. However, he also worried, would this mess up Bai Di's memory? But this was better than being discovered and having his whole family killed. Then, Wu Lingan noticed this room was very messy, then saw footprints left on the floor. So he quickly picked up the mop. Can't leave any traces at the scene. He might as well just tidy up the room. Meanwhile, inside a pavilion at Xiantian Academy, a young man suddenly spoke, "Since you've arrived, stop hiding," from under the nearby pond. A person immediately shot out. Truly worthy of being the prodigy of our Shao family's younger generation, you even discovered this. Shia Wawawa immediately snapped impatiently, "Nothing can escape my eyes." Shao Chuanhua immediately said, "I won't waste words, I called you over, actually, to ask for your help in getting rid of a freshman. As long as you help me, when competing for the next family head position, I will fully support you." You've met that person too. It's that Wu Lingan. Shia Wawawa heard this and immediately showed a smile. So it's that arrogant kid. Shao Chuanhua immediately spoke again. "I will tamper with the lots during the draw. You just need to, during the assessment, accidentally kill him." Shia Wawawa agreed very readily. No problem, but don't forget your promise to me. Shia Wawawa spoke again. There's one more thing I need your help with. My foot is entangled by a green water flood dragon. Can you rescue me first? Seeing this, Shia Wawawa instantly complained silently. This kind of person, how did he become a Shao family elder and a Xian Academy instructor? The next second, Shia Wawawa suddenly rushed out at high speed, following several flashes of sword light. The green water flood dragon instantly was split into several segments. After Shia Wawawa left, from Shia Wawawa's ring, a soul suddenly floated out. That Wu Lingan is not as simple as you think. The power he showed today, even I at my peak would find it hard to match. You won't beat him that easily, but Shia Wawawa said confidently. No one in this world can hinder me, because I, Shia Wawawa, am a dignified transmigrator. Originally, he was just an ordinary student on Blue Star. Due to an accident, he transmigrated to this cultivation world, and even became a member of the Shao family, an unremarkable waste young master. However, in an accident, he obtained the ring containing Elder Dan, starting his path of counterattack from then on. Immediately, Shia Wawawa looked confident. With such a protagonist template, no matter how strong the opponent, they are merely stepping stones on my path of advancement. After speaking, he secretly sneered. Although I have no grudge against you, being killed by me is your final fate as a supporting character. Meanwhile, Wu Lingan had already cleaned the entire room, so he directly closed the door and returned to his own accommodation. But shortly after he left, Shia Wawawa suddenly arrived at the door, looking at the newly refreshed room. He was instantly shocked. What's going on? Then, he noticed the apology lying on the bed. Shia Wawawa quickly walked to the bed and looked closely. Now he completely lost his composure. Why is there a female cultivator in my room? The Showdown Academy combat assessment is finally about to begin. The man frantically trained his body to alleviate his nervous emotions. Just now, after Shia Wawawa returned to his room, he unexpectedly found a girl in his room. His face instantly turned red, secretly excited. Isn't this person by D from Eujian Peak? Truly worthy of being the dream goddess of the younger generation. Even her sleeping face is so beautiful. Wait, now is not the time to be infatuated. A girl comes to help me clean my room late at night, and even lies on the bed I slept in. Then there's only one conclusion: she must like me. In my past life, I read quite a few comics. A protagonist like me will definitely have heroines falling for him. Could Bai D be my destined female lead? Speaking of which, why hasn't Bai D woken up after so long? And Elder Dan then explained. This girl's divine sense seems somewhat damaged, which is why she can't wake up. Hearing this, Shia Wawawa was immediately moved. Bai D, to clean my room, actually expended so much effort, but fortunately, I previously learned quite a few first aid measures. After speaking, Shia Wawawa suddenly knelt by the bed, then slowly moved towards Bai D's mouth. Bai D, just waking up, saw this scene. Her pupils rapidly dilated. Then, the entire area suddenly echoed with a loud slap. Bai D shouted very angrily, "Lecher, don't let me see you again." And Shia Wawawa was very puzzled by this, clearly interested in me too. Why strike and injure me? I understand, the women of this world are inherently conservative. Me starting with artificial respiration, was it too stimulating? Elder Dan retorted impatiently. Why do you think Bai D must like you, and didn't simply walk into the wrong room? Shia Wawawa said confidently, because I am the natural protagonist. At this time, Bai D was very confused. Why did she appear in someone else's bed? I remember, I was clearly confronting Wu Lingan, right? Ah, right, I remember now. Wu Lingan seemed to be cultivating using corpses. He must be a demon cultivator. Unexpectedly, I accidentally discovered such a big secret. Thinking about it this way, in the room just now, that person is very likely allied with Wu Lingan, bold thief, daring to infiltrate my Showdown Academy. I will definitely find evidence that you are a demon cultivator. Immediately, Bai D suddenly roared at the sky. Wu Lingan, just you wait. Early one morning, Showdown Academy's martial arts stage was already bustling with people. The crowd of candidates was very strange. Why hasn't the assessment started yet? And Wu Lingan was nervously training himself frantically. Seeing this, Xiaoyu quickly went forward to persuade him not to be so nervous. With his strength, he could definitely enter the key class. But Bai D looked resentful. Damn Wu Lingan, still putting on airs here. The onlookers immediately became curious about the relationship between Bai D and Wu Lingan. But the chubby guy said slyly, looks like none of you know the inside story. The relationship between Bai D and Boss Lingan is deeper than you imagine. Just as the chubby guy was getting into it, a long sword was suddenly placed at his neck. Then came Shia Wawawa's voice filled with killing intent. Don't slander Bai D. After speaking, he ignored the chubby guy, directly turned and left. The crowd saw this and immediately became puzzled. Why did this person suddenly get angry? Could he be Miss Bai D's simp? An elder Dan was also very puzzled, but Shia Wawawa firmly stated, Bai D is my chosen female lead. How could she possibly have a relationship with a passerby? Just then, the dean, leading two instructors, came onto the martial stage, announcing the third assessment begins now. Mei Yanli immediately spoke, this arena assessment, life and death are disregarded. The purpose is to test your performance in actual combat. And based on your performance in the arena matches, arrange suitable classes. Yu Tianqing, the dean, will personally review the assessment process. The third round is combat testing. All candidates can now draw their opponent numbers. As soon as the words fell, the group of candidates began queuing to draw numbers. Just as Wu Lingan prepared to reach into the box, Xiao Chuanhua, hiding in the shadows, immediately showed a reaction, then threw the flying shard in his hand out. Then, Wu Lingan found an extra piece of paper in his hand. On it was written the large number 38. The boy who practiced spirit energy balls for 2.5 years is finally going to make a move. Even facing the number 1 beauty of the Yujian sect, he still chooses to ruthlessly destroy the flower. Just now, Xiao Chuanhua used his lifebound flying sword as a distraction, delivering the assessment number sneakily into Wu Lingan's hand. Shia Wawawa couldn't help but doubt. Your lifebound flying sword, shattering, is it really okay? But Xiao Chuanhua casually stated he was fine. But Shia Wawawa was puzzled. I don't seem to be grouped with that kid. You didn't make a mistake, did you? But Xiao Chuanhua acted pretentiously. You wouldn't understand this. That kid, I don't know what cultivation technique he practiced, indeed has some strength. Me not putting you with him in the first round was deliberately finding someone to test his depth. Meanwhile, a burly man came up behind Wu Lingan. Are you the one fighting me? A weakling who hasn't even stepped into the chi refining stage. I think you should just surrender directly. The chubby guy saw this and instantly exclaimed, didn't expect, Boss Lingan's first opponent is actually him. This person is named Wang Taizhu. He is a famous killer in the Jianghu, Yangwan. Anyone who has seen him make a move, no one can leave standing. Such a strong person, I wonder if Boss Lingan can handle him. And Wang Taizhu sneered condescendingly, I watched your first 2 rounds of assessment. Just trash born with some strength, that's all. Right now I am at the peak of chi refining, just 1 step away from foundation establishment, on the arena stage. I'm afraid I'll kill you with 1 blow. Seeing this, Xiaoyu was about to get angry, but Wu Lingan stopped her. Wang Taizhu immediately sneered coldly, what? You want to spar with me right now? But Wu Lingan scratched his head honestly, sorry, my spiritual root is indeed too poor, but even if I am weak, I have reasons why I must fight on. Wang Taizhu heard this. Immediately sneered coldly. Then just wait to be killed by me on the arena stage, and Xiaoyu looked infatuated, Brother Lingan, what you just said was really cool. Soon after, Wang Taizhu walked near Xiao Chuanhua and the other. Passing by Xiao Chuanhua, he immediately said lowly, don't forget, if I really kill that kid, you must arrange for me. Into Xian Tian Academy's key class, seeing Xiao Chuanhua nod, Wang Taizhu finally left relieved. Seeing this, Shia Wawawa couldn't help frowning slightly, hope that Wu Lingan doesn't get eliminated in the first round. Soon, the draw ended, the first group match began. Number 1 contestant Bai Di walked onto the martial stage first. Her opponent was Zhong Ma from the Hahuan sect. Zhong Ma, upon entering the stage, decisively proposed a dual cultivation invitation. Below the stage, Shia Wawawa immediately sneered coldly. How dare you covet my woman? Zhong Ma, I'll remember this name. Soon, the dean announced the match officially began, and Zhong Ma let out a confident laugh. Looks like, I can only show my true skills to conquer you. Phantom Iron Mountain depends tributary flow. Clone, the chubby guy saw this and immediately exclaimed, actually relying on rapid shaking to create indistinguishable clones, the Hahuan sect's techniques are indeed formidable. And Zhong Ma on stage also revealed a smile, unable to distinguish my real body, you will never be able to defeat me. But Bai Di just glanced slightly at Zhong Ma's feet and discovered which one was the real body. Immediately, Bai Di gave him a descendant severing kick. Zhong Ma immediately got angry, sneak attack, shameless, truly despicable. But I've harassed others more than once or twice, I was long prepared for this move. Since you don't accept my goodwill, then don't blame me for being ruthless to the flower. After speaking, Zhong Ma charged out with a hand-rubbed spirit energy ball. But Bai Di's speed was very fast, Zhong Ma couldn't touch the corner of her clothes. Wu Lingan couldn't help but wonder, isn't it more convenient for him to just throw the spirit energy ball out? The chubby guy immediately began his knowledge popularization. The higher the cultivator's level, the more and farther the spirit energy they can release. Cultivators like us at the chi refining and foundation establishment stages. Being able to condense spirit energy outside the body is already quite good. Hearing this, Wu Lingyan immediately realized, Xiaoyu and Dad are indeed very strong. Meanwhile, Bai Di, after dodging for a while, impatiently punched, sending that spirit energy ball flying. But Zhongma suddenly pulled back the distance, then at the moment the spirit energy ball fell, punched the energy ball. This youthful, buxom girl just debuted and actually made the boy couldn't help but praise her size. Even the nine-tailed fox felt immense pressure. Just now, Zhongma punched the spirit energy ball towards Bai Di. However, Bai Di still dodged at the critical moment, but Zhongma frantically twisted to control that spirit energy ball. The chubby guy saw this, immediately explained, "This is a unique secret method of the Hahuan sect, using a small amount of spiritual energy to form threads, controlling a large amount of spiritual energy released outside the body for attack." Seeing that annoying spirit energy ball, impossible to shake off, Bai Di couldn't bear it anymore, directly drawing the sword at her waist. Several flashes of sword light flickered past, that spirit energy ball was instantly dispersed, and Zhongma's crotch suddenly ripped open at this moment. He quickly covered his lower body and knelt down. "Didn't expect you could so easily break my spirit energy ball attack." After speaking, Zhongma directly fell headfirst to the ground due to the pain. Wu Lingyan saw this, immediately roared silently, "Just where are you controlling it from?" After the referee announced the result, Bai Di cleanly turned and walked off the stage. Wu Lingyan didn't expect the battle between cultivators was actually like this. Just then, a girl holding a large chicken leg suddenly squeezed out from the crowd. Then the girl suddenly spoke, "Is that Miss Bai Di? Truly worthy of being the #1 female cultivator of the younger generation. If only I could be that strong too." After Wu Lingyan looked at the girl again, he couldn't help but exclaim, "So big." As soon as these words came out, Xiaoyu also suddenly noticed the girl's figure. She instantly felt secretly inferior. "So Brother Lingyan likes them big?" And the girl also noticed Wu Lin, Jen's burning gaze. She immediately walked to Wu Lingyan's side asking, "You seem very hungry, want some?" Although Wu Lingyan verbally expressed embarrassment, but couldn't help accepting that big chicken leg. Seeing this, Xiaoyu felt even more pressure. "I actually don't understand Brother Lingyan as well as an outsider." After eating a few bites of meat, Wu Lingyan finally reacted, "Oh right, I haven't asked your name yet." The girl immediately introduced herself cheerfully, "My name is Morong Chan. I'm a student admitted to Xiantian Academy last year." Xiaoyu was instantly somewhat surprised. "Then aren't you a senior sister? Are you here to watch the freshman competition?" Morong Chan said with some embarrassment, "Actually, I'm repeating because my grades were too poor. That's why I came to participate in the third round class placement assessment. If my results this time are not ideal, I might be directly expelled by the academy." And the chubby guy nearby clearly recognized Morong Chan's famous name. He suddenly spoke. "Senior sister Morong comes from the famous alchemy family. Her family members are highly respected throughout the 9 provinces. And senior sister Morong, building on the foundation of alchemy, pioneered refining pills as food. Simply put, it's refining the materials needed for alchemy into delicious food without affecting the consumption effect." Hearing this, Wu Lingyan's face instantly showed shock. "Doesn't that mean the meat I just ate was a pill?" Feeling ashamed, Wu Lingyan quickly apologized. "I thought it was just ordinary meat. Shamelessly eating your meat like this is truly embarrassing." Morong Chan didn't mind at all. "It's okay, I can't stand seeing people go hungry." Wu Lingyan was instantly captivated by Morong Chan. He felt Morong Chan was simply like an angel descended to earth. Meanwhile, Bai Di had already walked down from the martial stage, and Morong Chan quickly went forward pleading, "Miss Bai Di, I have always admired you. Can you give me an autograph?" Although Morong Chan looked sincere and earnest, but Bai Di directly ignored her. "An autograph is unnecessary. And I must remind you to be cautious when making friends." Then Bai Di pointed at Wu Lingyan angrily. "What you did to me last night, I will definitely find out the truth." The surrounding little attendants saw this, immediately began to gossip. "This Wu Lingyan seems to really have a connection with Miss Bai Da. Could their relationship really be deep?" And Morong Chan couldn't help asking excitedly, "Are you really familiar with Bai Di? Please must introduce us. I really want to become as strong as her." Meanwhile, after the referee called Morong Chan's name several times, found no one came on stage, he immediately shouted angrily towards Morong Chan, "Didn't you hear me calling you? Hurry up and get on stage to prepare for the competition. As soon as these words were spoken, Morong Chan quickly ran towards the martial stage, and Xiao Yu advised very shrewdly. This Morong Chan seems strange, brother Lingan, you should associate with her less. But Wu Lingan felt, a person who could care so much for a stranger, couldn't possibly be a bad person, and Morong Chan, after arriving on the martial stage, the referee immediately warned. This is your last chance to retake the exam. And Morong Chan also understood she must win this time, only this way could she stay and repeat the year. She absolutely could not go back to that place she once was. Afterwards, Morong Chan's opponent also walked onto the martial stage. Her opponent was impressively contestant number 36, Shia Wawawa. The girl, in order to secure victory, actually activated clothes-ripping mode. Even Shia Wawawa, possessing the protagonist template, was knocked down by her punch. Just now, Shin Tian Academy combat assessment competition finally began. Principal Yu Tianqing didn't expect the girl from the Morong family actually mixed into the freshman class placement test. And Huang Luhong explained impatiently, she failed almost all assessments. Even the alchemy test she was good at was a mess, could only let her repeat the year. If she doesn't win a single match in the placement test, we can only consider letting her drop out and go home. And the chubby guy felt, senior sister Morong's competition this time is likely ill-fated. Although she can refine powerful pills, she herself has no combat means. Soon, the competition officially began, and Morong Chan, in order to win the match, took the initiative to charge. Shia Wawawa, however, didn't take her seriously. Based on his experience from countless novels, he felt he would definitely, with overwhelming posture, achieve victory. After the battle, the girl would, moved by his strength, then throw herself into his arms, becoming a member of his harem. However, while he was lost in thought, Morong Chan had already rushed before him, then ruthlessly punched, fiercely smashing into his face. The crowd below didn't expect Shia Wawawa would just stand there and get beaten. And Wu Lingan guessed. He probably remembered something happy. However, Shia Wawawa remained very confident, not believing he would lose. But Morong Chan didn't care. She very decisively punched again, preparing to beat the drowning dog. But the same move obviously didn't work on Shia Wawawa. Shia Wawawa very casually threw Morong Chan away. But Morong Chan, after tumbling in the air, landed steadily, then snorted coldly and charged towards Shia Wawawa again. But Shia Wawawa dodged while laughing. Give up. Ordinary punches and kicks will never hit me in this lifetime. Continuous attacks soon made Morong Chan tired and panting. But in order to win the match, she directly took out 2 large chicken legs, then stuffed them all into her mouth in one go. The chubby guy immediately understood Morong Chan was using spiritual energy food, forcibly increasing her combat power. But this kind of food is actual pills. Eating so much at once might very likely cause her body to explode and die. Sure enough, Morong Chan, after swallowing the chicken legs, her body immediately erupted with powerful airflow. However, Morong Chan herself was fine, just a few large holes ripped in her clothes. Now the male audience below instantly activated nosebleed mode. Even Shia Wawawa was no exception, but he still calmly spoke, even with last-minute cramming, you still can't defeat me. But Morong Chan didn't intend to just admit defeat. She didn't waste words, suddenly erupting with powerful strength and charging out again. Although Shia Wawawa dodged the attack in time, the ground was shattered by the punch. Now Shia Wawawa also knew, he couldn't keep playing around. The strength Morong Chan erupted with now, definitely exceeded the chi refining stage. And Morong Chan, after adjusting her posture, gathered strength and punched again. But Shia Wawawa finally got serious too, directly throwing out his weapon. As Morong Chan's fist fell, Shia Wawawa timely used the heavy ruler to block it. But now Morong Chan's strength had already surged. The immense force instantly sent Shia Wawawa flying. Seeing Wu Lingan showing admiration, Xiao Yu immediately interrupted him. It's just forcibly stimulating her own strength limit. Moreover, with her intensity of fighting, she can't last for a quarter of an hour. Sure enough, Morong Chan was already tired and panting slightly. She didn't know if she had already won. Just then, Shia Wawawa's voice suddenly came from the smoke. Didn't expect I, a dignified protagonist, would actually be pushed to this extent by a native girl. Looks like I need to let you witness my true strength. The girl's clothes were burned away by the shameless Shia Wawawa. But unexpectedly, she erupted with even stronger combat power again. Just now, the angered Shia Wawawa indicated he would start showing his true strength. This time he would not hold back. He moved at extremely high speed, circling Morong Chan, so fast that infinite afterimages appeared. Taking advantage of Morong Chan's lapse in concentration, he decisively leaped up. Seeing this, Wu Lingan quickly shouted, "Careful above!" Morong Chan immediately looked up. Upon spotting the opponent's attack, she quickly leaped back, narrowly dodging the attack. seeing Morong Chan quickly pull away. Shia Wawawa directly summoned a fire lotus, coldly snorting, "Don't think you can escape." The next second, he fiercely threw the fresh fire lotus in his hand, smashing it towards Morong Chan. The fire lotus exploded violently the moment it touched her. Terrifying flames immediately burned her, causing continuous wails. However, this fire lotus didn't cause much harm to her at all. Just burned a few holes in her clothes. Seeing this, Yu Tianqing and the other couldn't help but say with surprise, "Didn't expect this young man actually possesses Qinglian fire." Looks like this competition no longer has any suspense, and Shia Wawawa couldn't help but let out a cold laugh. "What? Still not surrendering?" But Morong Chan didn't speak, instead directly took out a bottle from her body. Directly chugging it down, the moment she finished drinking, abundant power surged within her body. Then stomping her foot, she charged towards Shia Wawawa again. This time, Morong Chan's strength and speed were both greatly enhanced. The previously dominant Shia Wawawa immediately fell into a situation where he could only passively parry. Wu Lingan saw this, couldn't help wondering. Senior sister Morong's aura suddenly became stronger. Did she break through? Xiao Yu retorted impatiently, "How is that possible? She previously used pills to stimulate her body's potential. Now she's even forcibly breaking the limit with pills. Right now she's completely burning her life force." At this time, Morong Chan had already fallen into a state of madness, with only one belief in her heart. That is, she cannot lose, and Shia Wawawa, being suppressed, was also somewhat annoyed. Immediately, he once again activated the Qinglian fire, then detonated it centered on himself. Morong Chan, caught off guard, was instantly sent flying, and Shia Wawawa took the opportunity to quickly pick up the sawtooth ruler, preparing to attack again. Seeing this, Yu Tianqing quickly urged, "Someone's going to die. What are you standing there for? Quickly stop the competition." However, it was already too late. Shia Wawawa had already unleashed the Green Lotus Whirlwind. The referee saw this and quickly shouted, "Stop! Competition ends here," but it was already too late, impossible to stop in time. And Morong Chan, mid-air, absolutely couldn't dodge this ruler strike. For a moment, she couldn't help recalling being scolded by her father, just because the food she cooked was not appreciated by her family at all, even considered heretical, only leading to damage to the family's reputation. Because of this, she was sent by her family to Tian Academy. So from that day on, Morong Chan swore she must prove the food she makes is no worse than pills, but she didn't expect. In the end, she still couldn't change anything. However, just as she closed her eyes waiting for death, a finger suddenly pressed against that sawtooth ruler, very easily blocking this blow. Then Wu Lingan spoke, "Senior sister Morong is a good person, you cannot harm her." And Shia Wawawa found he actually couldn't retract that ruler. Immediately, Shia Wawawa got angry, "Kid, you have quite some nerve." And the referee also rushed onto the stage at this time. Competition over, everyone off the stage. The winner of this competition is you. Hearing this, Shia Wawawa only then satisfyingly turned and left, then pretentiously retracted the heavy sawtooth ruler. Speaking again, "Next match, you must win, otherwise, I won't even be able to finish you off myself." Hearing this, Wu Lingan immediately nodded, "I will work hard to pass the first round test." Just then, Morong Chan suddenly let out a violent cough. Wu Lingan quickly reached out concernedly, "Senior sister Morong, are you okay?" Morong Chan said with some regret, "It's just a pity, I fought with my life, but still couldn't win a single round." After speaking, she began to cough violently. Just when everyone thought she was seriously injured, preparing to find medicine, she stated she was fine. Just ate too much and threw up, that's all. The boy, participating in combat competition for the first time, fell into a predicament, but unexpectedly, he just touched the opponent with his fist and actually unexpectedly ended the competition. Just now, Morong Chan was defeated by Shia Wawawa. Wu Lingan immediately went on stage, preparing to take her to the restroom, but the referee stated the next match was his turn, and his opponent was precisely the famous Wang Taizhu. Now Wu Lingan had no choice but to let Xiao Yu take Morong Chan off the stage first. Soon, both sides ascended the arena stage, the competition officially began, and Wang Taizhu acted very pretentiously. "You actually dare to stand here? Giving up even the last chance to live? In that case, I'll just have to let you die." Below, Morong Chan immediately became somewhat scared. This Tieju's imposing manner and weight alone are quite astonishing, but Xiao Yu spoke without any panic. "No attack will make Brother Lingan fall." And at this time, Wu Lingan was also very curious about Wang Taizhu. What kind of move will he use? Suddenly, Wang Taizhu let out a fierce shout, then activated clothes-ripping mode, accompanied by a burst of smoke exploding. Wang Taizhu instantly activated the Taizhu Bright Dance mode. This maneuver instantly made the audience below vomit blood. Even Huang Luhong stated, such an eye-scorching move simply shamed Xian Tian Academy's reputation. But the dean retorted impatiently, "Idiot, the eye-scorching is just superficial. Haven't you noticed, everyone's condition is not quite right?" Sure enough, at this time, Wu Lingyan felt extremely uncomfortable, and Wang Taizhu also took this opportunity to quickly charge towards him with his super weapon. However, Wu Lingyan still managed to dodge this blow with difficulty. But Wang Taizhu decisively pressed the advantage. Taizhu Whirlwind Dance suddenly swung wildly. At this time, Morong Chan already understood Wang Taizhu's intention. Even if his actions were disgusting, it couldn't possibly make people this uncomfortable. The truth is his actions were all just a smokescreen. The real technique is his iron pillar, which can secretly release poisonous smoke. Hearing this, Wang Taizhu immediately sneered, realizing it now is too late. The entire arena, surroundings are already enveloped by my poisonous smoke. I have already secured victory in this competition. On the life and death arena, any means are justified, just die in pain. At this time, Wu Lingyan felt his body couldn't exert any strength, his head also hurt badly. Even the scene before his eyes started showing double images, and Wang Taizhu laughed again. Now you can't even exert one layer of strength, let me end your suffering quickly. The next second, Wang Taizhu directly slammed the pillar onto Wu Lingyan's head. Seeing Wu Lingyan unharmed, Wang Taizhu immediately used the Taizhu chaotic dance, wantonly smashing Wu Lingyan with the iron pillar. At this time, Wu Lingyan had completely no room to resist. Below the stage, Morong Chan saw this and quickly said, "Lingyan, stop fighting." Even Xiaoyu couldn't help shouting, asking the referee to quickly stop the match. But the referee directly refused. Wu Lingyan still has the ability to counterattack, cannot stop yet. At this time, Wu Lingyan had already become a punching bag, with absolutely no room to fight back. And below the stage, Bai Di also watched this match intently, then sighed with some surprise. Is this all the strength he has? Truly disappointing. At this time, Wang Taizhu felt the time was about right, directly using all his strength, fiercely smashing Wu Lingyan's head. But this blow did not make Wu Lingyan fail. But Wang Taizhu condensed his focus. With just the strength you have now, you still want to resist? And Wu Lingyan said seriously, precisely because I can't exert strength now, so this punch, I must use all my current strength. Now Wang Taizhu completely laughed, just this soft punch of yours, do you really think you can hurt me? As soon as the words fell, Wu Lingyan's fist had already touched his abdomen. Instantly, a terrifying force erupted from the fist. The ruthless fist power passed through Wang Taizhu's body, continuously shooting out behind him. This terrifying scene even scared the audience below silly. And Wang Taizhu, originally certain of victory, was already foaming at the mouth, unable to laugh anymore. Instantly, his body lost consciousness, collapsing directly to the ground. And only then did Wu Lingyan wipe the ketchup from his head, calmly stating, "I win." This unremarkable little chubby guy could actually open the heavenly eye, even received the divine sense of the Tianji ancestor, inviting a god to possess his body? Just now, Wu Lingyan knocked Wang Taizhu down with one punch, smoothly winning the competition. Just as Wu Lingyan prepared to step down, Wang Taizhu suddenly asked unwillingly, "Weren't you poisoned? Why could you still defeat me so easily?" And Wu Lingyan stated bluntly, "This is my strength after being weakened." Wang Taizhu couldn't help but sigh, this is simply a monster. Only then did the referee announce the winner is Wu Lingyan, and Dean Yu Tianqing. Only then had Huang Luhong neutralized the poisonous smoke. Huang Luhong casually threw out a green plate, then the circular plate began to splash water noisily. The audience below who inhaled the poison instantly returned to normal. And Wu Lingyan also finally felt his strength return. Just then, Morong Chan suddenly ran onto the stage to congratulate him on his victory, even burying him in her chest, praising, "You're even stronger than I imagined." Seeing this scene, Xiaoyu immediately flared up in anger, quickly running to their side, pressing down on Morong Chan's shoulder, directly separating the two, and warning her not to get so close to brother Lingyan. Meanwhile, Shia Wawawa was already jealous to the extreme. "Damn it, the one surrounded by beautiful girls should be me." And Xiao Chuanhua's face was grave. "This kid's strength truly exceeds my imagination. Are you really sure you can handle him?" But Shia Wawawa directly blew a fire, coldly stating, "The word lose does not exist in my dictionary." Just then, a figure suddenly appeared beside him, stating that starting fires on campus results in a fine of 500. Hearing this, Shia Wawawa immediately got angry. "What are you? On what basis do you find my snacks?" And Xiao Chuanhua quickly reminded him, "This person is Feng Ji who manages the academy."
And he's also the dean's second grand uncle, not easy to provoke. Didn't you see the dean looking this way?
So Shia Wawawa had no choice but to painfully hand over 500. But unexpectedly, the man gave another fine ticket, maliciously attacking academy management personnel, fine 1,000. Shia Wawawa quickly suppressed his anger, indicating he would pay.
After the man left, Shia Wawawa immediately swore silently.
What the dean and this old man did to me, I will definitely repay double in the future.
And you, Wu Lingan, stealing all my girls. Meanwhile, Wu Lingan suddenly felt a chill run through his body, and the chubby guy nearby admiringly said, Boss Lingan is mighty. Even easily defeating a 5-star killer. Thanks to you, I gathered quite a bit of information about Wang Taizhu. It will definitely sell for a lot on the black market, and the referee also spoke up at this time. Hey, chubby guy over there, what are you standing there for? It's the last match of the first round for you. Hearing this, the chubby guy quickly walked onto the arena stage, and his opponent was the red-haired Yu Joshua. Seeing this, Huang Luhong couldn't help asking, this young man, isn't he the dean's grandson? And Yu Tianqing nodded, this kid is inherently mischievous. Unwilling to learn my family's secret techniques, I could only send him to the academy. Wu Lingan immediately spoke up quickly to remind, the opponent is the dean's grandson. You won't get beaten to death, right?
But the chubby guy was confident, although my own combat ability is average, but the intelligence gathered can bridge the gap in our strength. As the dean's grandson, I have quite a bit of information about you, combined with my Tianji Gate's secret arts. I won't just surrender in this competition. As soon as the words fell, the chubby guy immediately used a divine technique, opening his heavenly eye. Wu Lingan saw this.
Couldn't help being impressed. Tianji, this move seems quite powerful. Xiao Yu then explained, this move is from the Tianji Gate,
a secret art that can glimpse heavenly secrets. It's said that Tianji Gate disciples who can cultivate this art are 1 in 10,000. This little chubby guy does have something, and Yu Joshua also quickly rushed out, sneering, a bit interesting, then let me see the effect of the heavenly eye opening. And the chubby guy decisively used Tianji divination. According to the information derived from Tianji divination, the probability of Yu Joshua using fist and foot techniques is 10%. The probability of using fire-based ranged attacks is 5%. The probability of using earth-based techniques to start is 85%. Sure enough, Yu Joshua, halfway through his charge, preemptively used Earth Rock Thrust. And the chubby guy had already anticipated it, easily dodging past. Instantly the chubby guy laughed heartily. The attack route of Earth Rock Thrust was already within my calculations. Don't think this kind of attack can hurt me. Wu Lingan was instantly surprised. Is the chubby guy's agility quite nimble?
Xiao Yu shook her head,
explaining, this is the effect after he opened his heavenly eye. The so-called heavenly eye opening is actually a way of receiving the Tianji ancestors' divine sense.
The current Tianji is equivalent to having a god possessing his body. The boy with no cultivation became One-Punch Man.
However, Shia Wawawa used fire to prevent him from getting close. Just now, the chubby guy opened his heavenly eye, easily dodging Yu Joshua's Earth Rock Thrust. However, Yu Joshua circulated his profound energy again, preparing to strike again. Seeing this, the chubby guy immediately analyzed secretly. Next, he uses Fire Chi technique. The probability of ranged attack is 10%, after using Earth Chi technique to approach me. The probability of using fist and foot techniques is 90%. Sure enough, Yu Joshua used the earth-based shrinking the ground to an inch, rapidly approaching him. And the chubby guy wasn't flustered at all, decisively raising his hand to block. He felt he could definitely block this blow. But unexpectedly, he couldn't block it at all. The force of this punch was simply too strong, directly sending him flying. Yu Joshua now also felt somewhat dazed. This little chubby guy couldn't even take one punch from him? And the chubby guy quickly took out his notebook, scribbling furiously, next time must remember to calculate the strength difference between both sides. Then directly closed his eyes and fainted. The referee saw this, quickly congratulated Yu Joshua on obtaining victory. Huang Luhong also couldn't help praising. This child Joshua has improved quite a bit in strength? But Yu Tianqing said helplessly. But he still refuses to use the Yu family's techniques, and Yu Joshua didn't even glance at him, directly turned his head and stepped down, and Wu Lingan also went on stage to carry the chubby guy. Praising, didn't expect you to be quite strong. The way you looked when opening the heavenly eye was really cool. Unfortunately, my aptitude is too poor, otherwise, I would definitely learn this move from you. Afterwards, the referee announced again, the second round competition. We will also randomly arrange. Students whose names are called next should come directly onto the stage. Now Shia Wawawa was somewhat dazed. What's going on? Random arrangement, how can I fight Wu Lingan?
But Xiao Chuanhua signaled him not to worry. Wu Lingyan offended more than just the two of us. Soon, the referee took out 2 pieces of paper, starting to announce, "This match will be Wu Lingyan versus Shia Wawawa." Hearing this, Shia Wawawa finally revealed a satisfied smile, and Xiaoyu immediately became dissatisfied. Why randomly arrange opponents, and Brother Lingyan is still grouped with that Shia Wawawa? Is there something wrong with this match arrangement? But the referee shouted back, "Are you kidding? How could our Xian Tian Academy possibly target newly enrolled disciples?" And Shia Wawawa also quickly spoke up in agreement, "That's right, I believe Instructor Mei won't favor anyone hesitating like this. Could it be because you're afraid of my strength?" And Wu Lingyan also signaled Xiaoyu not to say more, wanting to enter a better class. He couldn't retreat even half a step now. Morong Chan was immediately captivated. Lingyan looks quite handsome when serious. Soon, Wu Lingyan walked onto the arena stage. The competition is about to begin. Shia Wawawa was very satisfied, saying, "Didn't expect you'd really dare to come up for the fight. Then let's settle our old and new grudges together." Shia Wawawa's attack was very sharp. Wu Lingyan instantly entered a state of only being able to passively dodge. However, taking advantage of a pause in Shia Wawawa's attack, Wu Lingyan's figure suddenly flashed, in just an instant, attacking towards Shia Wawawa's back. Seeing Wu Lingyan's sandbag-sized fist about to land, but Shia Wawawa wasn't flustered at all, instead sneering coldly, then suddenly erupting the Qinglian fire. Wu Lingyan was instantly burned by the fire and quickly pulled back, and Shia Wawawa revealed a smile of assured victory. "I've already completely understood your fighting style. As long as I don't give you a chance to get close, you're helpless." After speaking, Shia Wawawa began to push with all his might, circulating the Qinglian fire within his body, then compressing the flames into 2 giant dragons. The green flame dragon king instantly condensed, facing the pincer attack of the twin dragons. Wu Lingyan knew the temperature of these flames was too high, couldn't withstand it physically. Xiao Chuanhua now laughed completely. "That's right, force him into a dead end." And Bai Di looked at the completely suppressed Wu Lingyan, couldn't help frowning silently. "Wu Lingyan, time to reveal your demon cultivator techniques, right?" Soon, Wu Lingyan was forced to the edge of the arena, unable to retreat further, and Shia Wawawa immediately took the opportunity to frantically activate the fire. One move, twin dragons enter the sea, suddenly unleashed. The 2 dragon kings continuously intertwined, charging towards Wu Lingyan. The boy just casually punched, scaring the child of destiny Shia Wawawa into wetting himself. But unwilling to accept defeat, he respectfully requested Elder Dan to lend him power. Just now, Shia Wawawa used twin dragons enter the sea, attempting to force Wu Lingyan off the arena. Seeing he had no retreat path, Wu Lingyan had no choice but to use his full strength to respond. Seeing this, the chubby guy immediately prepared to start recording. What move is Boss Lingyan going to use? Suddenly, Wu Lingyan abruptly clamped his hands together, simultaneously shouting, "Immortal Art Chest Clamp Exercise. This is combining my own fitness experience. The immortal art I cultivated, amazing, right?" Shia Wawawa heard this and immediately sneered. "Actually caught my green flame dragon king barehanded? You do have some skill. But my techniques are far more than just this." As soon as the words fell, the clamped green flame dragon king suddenly began to dissipate, then transformed into individual green lotuses, floating around Wu Lingyan. Before he could react, those green lotuses exploded violently. Shia Wawawa immediately laughed loudly. "With this density of attacks, let's see how you catch them with your hands now." And Wu Lingyan also felt immense pressure. "Looks like I must use a stronger immortal art." Thinking of this, Wu Lingyan immediately began to rapidly dodge left and right, blowing away the surrounding fire. Zhong Ma from the Hahuan sect saw this and immediately exploded. "How did you learn? My Hahuan sect's Phantom Iron Mountain depend." However, Wu Lingyan's left and right dodges were just fast movements, having nothing to do with Phantom Iron Mountain depend. Shia Wawawa was already furious, actually using the airflow generated by rapid movement to blow away my fire curtain? Truly a troublesome native. Then he clapped his hands together shouting, "Your surroundings are already filled with fire spiritual energy. Watch my move, Flame Prison Sand Cage." As soon as the words fell, the ground suddenly began to crack, rising up towards Wu Lingyan to crush him. Seeing this, the chubby guy was instantly shocked. Isn't Shia Wawawa a dual attribute gold fire lingan? Why can he still use earth-based moves? And I didn't feel any earth spiritual energy fluctuations at all, and Shia Wawawa secretly sneered. The natives of this world are really brainless, don't even know the principle of the 5 elements generating and overcoming each other. Knowing the principles of this world, even if I only have 2 attribute spiritual roots,
but my moves are forever changing in countless ways. After speaking, Shia Wawawa suddenly squatted down and attacked again. This time he threw out was still an earth-based spell, secondary impact bombardment, absolutely full view. The secondary impact quickly slammed down violently. Now Shia Wawawa was immediately satisfied. Although there was a small surprise, but an otherworldly native ultimately cannot be a match for me, this child of destiny. However, just then, the rock pile burying Wu Lingan suddenly began to rumble. Even the ground of the entire area began to shake violently. It turned out Wu Lingan used the immortal art, super high-speed bench press, forcibly shaking off the rock pile on him. Now Shia Wawawa completely lost his composure. How is this possible? And Xiao Yu said proudly, these stone slabs are completely insignificant compared to Brother Lingan's training volume. Wu Lingan also felt it was a pity, this weight is still too light. Shia Wawawa immediately gritted his teeth, impossible, there can't be anyone in this world who can make me suffer defeat. As the chosen one, I will absolutely not lose to a passerby. Earth generates metal, heavy face 10,000 June Thunderchop. As soon as the words fell, the heavy ruler in Shia Wawawa's hand was already imbued with terrifying lightning power. Seeing this, Wu Lingan immediately attacked, casually using the immortal arc body turning exercise, smashing that heavy ruler into two pieces. Looking at the broken ruler in his hand, Shia Wawawa was completely shocked. The next second, Wu Lingan suddenly threw a punch. The arena instantly exploded with a terrifying fist wind. However, this punch from Wu Lingan did not hit Shia Wawawa's face. In order not to hurt others, Wu Lingan very politely reminded, you lost. After speaking, Wu Lingan ignored Shia Wawawa, preparing to walk down the arena stage. But Shia Wawawa shouted angrily, bastard, stop right there, I won't lose like this. Elder Dan, lend me your power. The boy, in order to show his strength as the child of destiny, actually overdrew Elder Dan's energy, forcibly activating the 5 elements fire. Just now, Shia Wawawa, pushed to the brink, actually wanted Elder Dan to lend him power. But Elder Dan felt he was crazy, just an entrance assessment, and you want this remnant soul to risk his old life? But Shia Wawawa was very determined. If I can't even make a mark in the entrance assessment, then what's the point of me being in this world? Originally, he was just an unremarkable student. Even because he liked reading comics, was isolated and mocked by classmates, he deeply resented this. He fantasized countless times. If he had the protagonist's golden finger, he would definitely make those people pay. Perhaps heaven heard his voice. An accidental car crash actually let him transmigrate to the world of comics, and even become a down-and-out young master of the Shao family. But after transmigrating, he would absolutely not become a waste laughed at by others again. Because he possessed this ring, just like commonly seen in comics, inside the ring lived a powerful cultivator's remnant soul. He was Elder Dan. Elder Dan, in life, was not only powerful in cultivation but also an alchemy grandmaster. With Elder Dan's help, he quickly broke through to the chi refining stage. After possessing powerful strength, those who once bullied him all received their due consequences. He also, due to his outstanding performance, rose within the family's younger generation, gradually gaining the recognition and awe of his clansmen. He felt he was the chosen one with a golden finger, cannot be defeated by a passerby. Seeing Shia Wawawa so determined, Elder Dan could only sigh helplessly, then directly spoke, the spiritual energy I've stored is only enough for you to use for half an incense stick's time. Kid, you have to use it sparingly, finish quickly. The moment Elder Dan erupted, everyone immediately felt the spiritual energy on Shia Wawawa was not right. Although Elder Dan possessed soul transformation stage cultivation in life, but now could only grant Shia Wawawa golden core stage cultivation. However, Shia Wawawa didn't care about the cultivation level. What mattered was being able to use the 5 elements strange fire from Elder Dan. Shia Wawawa decisively pushed the 5 elements strange fire, using the power of metal generating water among the 5 elements generation. One-shot purple thunder water prison, directly hitting Wu Lingan. Wu Lingan, trapped by the water prison, instantly felt a strong sense of suffocation. Then came Shia Wawawa's laughter. Even if your strength is great, in water, you will definitely be affected. Thunderous black whirlwind piercing iron thorns, die for me. And Wu Lingan quickly used the immortal method fast dog paddle, dodging just in time. However, Shia Wawawa used water generating wood, wood entanglement to bind his feet. With the constraint of the branches, Wu Lingan couldn't move freely. And Shia Wawawa quickly took the opportunity to bite his finger. Now Elder Dan completely exploded. Actually using life essence blood to make a move? Don't you know this might damage your foundation? But Shia Wawawa's remaining spiritual energy was only enough for one move. He must ensure he finishes off Wu Lingan, so he frantically activated the 5 elements strange fire. Metal generates water, water generates wood, wood generates fire. Fire generates earth, earth generates metal, 5 elements cycle, borrowing strength to generate each other. The moment the power of the 5 elements formed a cycle, overwhelming Qi Heaven Chop instantly condensed. The power of this move clearly surpassed battles between Qi refining stage cultivators. Li Tianqing also acted immediately, enveloping the arena stage, to prevent the battle's aftermath from harming the audience outside the arena. Meanwhile, Shia Wawawa had already swung down the heaven dominating chop, simultaneously shouting, "I refuse to be an ordinary person ignored by others again, tolerate, I must win." But Wu Lingan wasn't afraid at all, responding just as firmly. "I have reasons even more important than yours for not losing." Then Wu Lingan used the immortal art ordinary straight punch. Heaven dominating chop instantly clashed with Wu Lingan's straight punch. But just this plain ordinary punch made Shia Wawawa's face change drastically. The incomparably terrifying heaven dominating chop was instantly shattered by one punch. Even Yu Tianqing couldn't help being shocked. This punch had no spiritual energy fluctuation. Can a person really hit with such power relying solely on physical body? What is the origin of this kid? And Elder Dan also quickly advised, "Young fellow, we lost," but Shia Wawawa, refusing to admit defeat, still wanted to forcibly activate the fire. Continue the competition, but Wu Lingan suddenly flashed before him, gently flicking his head, easily knocking him unconscious. Then said with a silent face, "Sorry, actually, I am also a transmigrator, girl. Actually put the storage bag in a strange place. Only because that place on her body had the largest space." Just now, Wu Lingan, with an ordinary straight punch, knocked out Shia Wawawa. Instructor May instantly broke down. Just how strong is this bastard? The winner of this competition is Wu Lingan. Morong Chan and Xiaoyu immediately surrounded Wu Lingan excitedly. But just then, his stomach let out a rumbling sound. Hearing this, Morong Chan quickly reached into her chest, then pulled out a large chicken leg from within, handing it to Wu Lingan. Seeing this, Xiaoyu immediately exploded. "Can you not put the storage bag in such a strange place?" But Morong Chan said somewhat shyly, "But this place has the largest space." Seeing Wu Lingan eating happily, Xiaoyu immediately decided secretly, "From now on, cannot let this green tea girl get close to Brother Lingan again." Just then, Instructor May suddenly spoke up, signaling them to quickly get off the stage. And Wu Lingan suddenly remembered something, then holding the large chicken leg, came before Shia Wawawa and handed the chicken leg over. "You must be hungry too, right? Want to eat some?" Although Shia Wawawa was also very hungry at this time, he still stubbornly stated he didn't need sympathy. Then directly got up, turned around, and stepped down. Wu Lingan saw Xiaoyu about to flare up, immediately spoke, "He and I are sort of fellow countrymen, let's not make things too stiff." However, just then, Bai Di suddenly spoke up, "Wu Lingan, stop right there." Instructor May nearby immediately smiled obligingly, "Miss Bai De, this match doesn't seem to be yours to enter, right?" But Bai Di directly ignored him, continuing to speak to Wu Lingan. "I admit, you indeed have some strength. You defeating Shia Wawawa so easily did surprise me a bit. They couldn't force out your demon cultivator techniques, then I shall personally make a move." Hearing this, Wu Lingan immediately panicked. "What demon cultivator? What are you talking about?" Then, Bai Di stated directly, "I want to enter the stage early. Is that okay? I don't want to waste time either." Besides Wu Lingan, the remaining promoted students just come up together. The little attendants below immediately burst into an uproar. "Actually wants to fight everyone alone? Really think being slightly higher in cultivation is amazing?" And Shia Wawawa couldn't help but say respectfully, "Truly worthy of the woman I fancy, challenging everyone right from the start." But Elder Dan retorted impatiently, "But the woman you fancy seems to only have eyes for that Wu Lingan. You heard it just now too, right? He seems to be some kind of transmigrator too. In the future, don't always think about being the child of destiny. Cultivation requires down-to-earth effort." But Shia Wawawa sneered, "Quite the contrary. Having a nemesis who is also a transmigrator, my identity as the child of destiny is now confirmed. Just wait, I will definitely overcome all hardships, trampling all of you underfoot." Regarding Bai Di's request, Yu Tianqing felt, young people should have some drive. After his reconfirmation, Yu Tianqing decisively agreed to Bai Di's request. Soon, the competition officially began. Those geniuses from various major families instantly rushed onto the arena stage, attacking Bai Di together. But Bai Di wasn't flustered at all. Directly used the Yujian art, one move guard swing sword weapon, easily blocking everyone's combined siege, and the genius from the Guangdao sect, decisively used his ultimate skill. Purple Thunder Crazy Blade, facing the sharp weapon, Bai Di was equally unafraid. Under the effect of the sword art, the long sword in her hand instantly grew several times, forcefully blocking this slash. Then, a terrifying energy fluctuation suddenly exploded. The genius from the Qingdao sect was instantly blasted off the arena stage. Seeing this, Yu Joshua couldn't help commenting, "Truly worthy of being the #1 genius of the younger generation." In just one exchange, sent the young master of the Qingdao sect flying. The chubby guy also couldn't help getting somewhat excited. Yu Jianpeik's sword techniques are also very impressive. But speaking of which, didn't you also advance? Why not go onto the stage? But Yu Joshua said very proudly, "This young master doesn't fight losing battles." The girl, to force out the boy's demon cultivator techniques, actually ruthlessly used her strongest ultimate move. Just now, Bai Di single-handedly faced all challengers, although her strength was great, but was still forced to only dodge. But the sword energy whirlwind still easily sent the ambusher flying. However, there were simply too many challengers, seemingly endless, so she decisively used the Yujian art, directly flying up. The chubby guy saw this, immediately explained, "This isn't the flying technique of a golden core expert. Rather, it's Yu Jianpeik's technique of using flying swords to carry people." In order to end quickly, Bai Di decisively used her ultimate move, accompanied by a loud shout. Countless long swords suddenly rained down from mid-air. The challengers below were instantly knocked down in large numbers. Wu Lingan immediately envied. Reaching the foundation establishment stage allows for such strong power? Really want to quickly master spiritual energy. Just then, a figure suddenly walked onto the arena stage, then revealed a playful expression. Young Miss has become stronger again. This move directly made Bai Di the victor. She looked very eagerly towards Wu Lingan, then directly spoke, "Wu Lingan, it's our turn to settle the grudge." Wu Lingan quickly walked onto the arena stage, saying, "You just finished fighting, don't you need to rest a bit?" Bai Di, however, didn't care. "Dealing with these people wasted hardly any of my strength." Li Tianqing was also very expectant. These two little fellows should be the strongest among this batch of students. Let us see the contest between them. Hearing this, Huang Yuhong immediately dispatched numerous mechanism puppets, then carried away all those little attendants. And Bai Di eagerly shouted, "I will definitely, during the battle, force out your full strength." Leaving your demon cultivator identity nowhere to hide, Wu Lingan quickly explained, "You must have misunderstood, right? I don't even have cultivation. How could I possibly be a demon cultivator? Even if I really were a demon cultivator, we have no grudge. It shouldn't have to come down to life or death, right?" Hearing this, Bai Di immediately got angry. "Shouldn't have to? You have no idea what I've been through." Now Wu Lingan was instantly dumbfounded. How come she seems even angrier? And Bai Di wasted no more words, directly using soaring sword energy to attack Wu Lingan. He knew very well, such strong spiritual energy definitely couldn't be met head-on. He decisively used the immortal art in place jump high, easily dodging this blow, but unexpectedly, that missed sword energy suddenly rose sharply, attacking him. But Wu Lingan's reaction was very swift, dodging with a sideways turn. Seeing the sword energy dissipate, he instantly breathed a sigh of relief. However, just then, Bai Di had quickly attacked his back, shouting, "Let's see how you dodge in mid-air now." Bai Di very decisively activated the Yujian art. A giant spirit energy sword instantly slashed towards Wu Lingan. This sword strike solidly knocked Wu Lingan off the arena stage. But Wu Lingan caught it with bare hands, snatching the white blade. Catching this sword, Morong Chan was instantly horrified. Such a large sword, he actually caught it? And Bai Di was already furious. "Damn demon cultivator, still can't force out your trump card like this?" Immediately, she attacked again. Countless long swords suddenly shot towards Wu Lingan. Seeing this, Wu Lingan quickly took a deep breath. Immortal method, continuous bare hands snatching white blade, instantly catching those long swords. Then he kneaded those long swords into a ball. Then threw it back to Bai Di, indicating, "You are not my opponent, better surrender." As soon as these words came out, Bai Di's body immediately erupted with intense killing intent. Then one by one saying, "I will never surrender to a demon cultivator." The girl, in order to kill Wu Lingan, this demon cultivator, was actually almost invaded by a heart demon, just now. Wu Lingan, completely ignited by Di's determination to avenge against demon cultivators. It turned out, 10 years ago, she sensed spiritual energy, at only 5 years old, could guide chi into her body. Her mother felt she could definitely become Yu Jianpeik's strongest cultivator. To bear the responsibility of the entire sect, Bai Di began to cultivate desperately, striving to break through the chi refining stage early.
Her father, Bai Jianrun, was deeply moved by Bai Di's sensibility. Moved, the cultivation world today is full of crises, suffering a bit now is better than losing one's life in the future. He believed, Bai Di would definitely be the most outstanding genius in the future. Bai Di cultivated hard until night, just a little bit more and she could break through the chi refining stage. But just then, a demonic shadow appeared behind her. And her mother, just preparing to bring her pastries, happened to see this scene. While Bai Di concentrated on breaking through her realm, her mother had already started fighting the demon cultivator. However, just as she successfully broke through, she saw the scene of her mother being injured by the demon cultivator. By the time Bai Jianrun arrived upon hearing the sound, it was already too late. Bai Di's mother had tragically died under the demon cultivator's sword. The enraged Bai Jianrun immediately acted, controlling the demon cultivator, then used the chi-extinguishing demon slash to cut him to pieces, but Bai Di's mother still died due to excessive blood loss, and Bai Jianrun took out a long sword, instructing, "Today is your birthday, mother won't be here anymore. You must use this sword to protect yourself well." Recalling this painful past, Bai Di immediately said coldly, "I will never surrender to a demon cultivator, I must use this sword to slay all demon cultivators in the world. I know ordinary moves are ineffective against you, but don't think this is all I've got, although father always warned me, before the new core stage, cannot use this move, but facing such a powerful demon cultivator, I also have no choice. She permeates the heavens, sword extinguishes demon hordes." Yu Tianqing saw this and immediately frowned. This should be Yu Jianpeik's killing blow against demon cultivators, but just then, Bai Di suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood, then profound energy chains bound Wu Lingan. Afterwards, Bai Di flew up. A terrifying demon exterminating strike instantly descended. Now Bai Di finally breathed a sigh of relief. The Chi demon exterminating strike is specifically a move against demon cultivators. This blow is enough to kill you, but Wu Lingan spoke, completely unharmed. "Are you finished with this move?" Seeing this, Bai Di instantly panicked. "What level of demon cultivator are you exactly? Why are you completely unharmed?" Wu Lingan immediately retorted impatiently, "Is there a possibility I am not a demon cultivator?" But Bai Di directly ignored him. "There must be something wrong with my move." Carefully recalling fathers and the classics records, "Could it be because I haven't broken through to the golden core stage yet? So the move I used has flaws? If I had golden core stage cultivation, I could definitely kill this demon cultivator. It's all my fault for being too weak. I must break through. Must kill all demon cultivators." Just as Bai Di was about to be invaded by the heart demon, Yi Tianqing suddenly arrived beside her, then with imposing force, "Competition ends here." But the masked man mixed in the crowd sneered coldly, "It's already too late to stop now." After speaking, he secretly waved out a red profound energy, then directly shot it into Bai Di's body. Instantly, Bai Di's entire aura changed abruptly, the color of heart red rose up. The legendary terrifying demon cultivator attacks. The boy actually caught the demon cultivator's full power barehanded. Just now, Bai Di was implanted with a heart demon seed by a demon cultivator hidden in the crowd, due to the obsession in her heart to defeat Wu Lingan being too strong. Instantly bred a terrifying heart demon. Now Yu Tianqing completely exploded. Didn't expect at such a time, a demon cultivator actually managed to sneak in. Immediately he ordered, "Instructors, cover the students to a safe area. I will deal with this demon cultivator." Before Bai Di could understand her situation, that just appeared new demon charged towards her. Instantly her mind recalled the scene of her mother dying tragically at the hands of a demon cultivator, although she really wanted to kill all demon cultivators. But at this moment her body trembled, unable to move. Just at this critical juncture, Yu Tianqing acted in time, helping her block this killing intent, and the masked man felt the current situation wasn't chaotic enough, so he directly signaled his subordinate heart demons to begin moving. Instantly countless black shadows emerged from under his feet. Seeing the swarm of new demons attacking, Instructor Mei immediately stepped forward, stating he would stop them. Possessing the sandbag's sacred body, he felt those demon cultivators absolutely couldn't do anything to him. Decisively using the immovable diamond bow, receiving all the heart demons' attacks, Instructor Mei's strength immediately made the crowd of students look at him with new eyes. But the sharp Xiaoyu quickly discovered the clue. Instructor Mei seems to have fainted standing up again, and Yu Tianqing knew that right now, absolutely cannot let the students get injured, so he directly erupted with profound energy and quickly flew up, directly using his ultimate move, falling rock absolute B-ball to quickly end the battle. Following the large-scale fireball bombardment, instantly killing a large number of heart demons. However, Yu Tianqing discovered the situation below wasn't good. One that slipped through the net took the opportunity to attack Bai Di. He knew he couldn't rescue her in time now. By the time Bai Di noticed the clue, it was already 11. But Wu Lingan flashed behind her, punching that star demon flying. Seeing this, Bai Di immediately frowned. Why did you attack him? Why did you save me? Hearing this, Wu Lingan immediately got angry. I can't hit him. Is he your pet? Bai Di instantly became embarrassed. I meant, I'd been targeting you, thinking you were a demon cultivator. Why did you save me? But Wu Lingan didn't care at all. Because whether one is a demon cultivator or not isn't important. What's important is whether kindness exists in one's heart. These were all taught to me by my dad. I think what he said is very right. I think you should be a good person, so you can't just be killed like this. However, just then, two new demons suddenly leaped up, quietly attacking Wu Lingan. But Wu Lingan just casually used an immortal art, twisting waist and turning body, easily killing them instantly. Seeing this, Yu Tianqing was instantly surprised. He can even defeat that kind of thing? Truly an interesting kid. I also need to hurry up and finish off these demon cultivators. Give me explosions. As soon as the words fell, countless promises began to continuously burst forth, densely attacking the heart demons on the ground. But that giant heart demon suddenly let out a roar at this moment. Then, in the instant it quickly got up, violently slashed a terrifying blade towards Bai Di and the other. But Wu Lingan once again used bare hands catching white blade, barely catching it. However, that star demon's strength was clearly not weak. The person and demon instantly fell into a stalemate. And Bai Di also knew she had to join the battle too. Immediately she leaped into the air, slashing a sword towards the heart demon. The moment the sword energy fell, the heart demon's arm immediately broke. Seeing this scene, Wu Lingan instantly exclaimed, I wasn't mistaken, you really are a good person. But just then, the broken arm suddenly began to emit dense, startling mist. Then covered towards Bai Di. Bai Di instantly felt weak all over. Quickly calling out a reminder, careful, this monster is poisonous. The girl, in order to help the boy detoxify, actually took the initiative to kiss him, but unexpectedly was disturbed by the heart demon. The angry boy directly punched the third wheel into pieces. Just now, the heart demon's broken arm actually released terrifying poison. Merely being contaminated by the poison, Wu Lingan realized this poison was even more potent than Wang Tieju's before. And the heart demon also suddenly retracted its long saber at this moment, then with lightning speed, attacked Wu Lingan. At this time, Wu Lingan was already eroded by the poison, completely unable to move. But just then, Bai Di suddenly rushed to his side, using her long sword to block this strike for him. But Bai Di wasn't well off either, instantly spitting out a mouthful of ketchup. Seeing Bai Di couldn't hold on, Wu Lingan quickly pulled her away. He quickly took the opportunity to ask, You can still move? Does the poison have no effect on you? But Bai Di stated she didn't know either. Maybe it's because she had antibodies before, but Bai Di said somewhat despairingly, Even if I won't be affected by the poison, I still have no confidence in dealing with this demon cultivator. Hearing this, Wu Lingan was instantly stunned. Demon cultivator? Demon cultivators shouldn't look like this, right? Meanwhile, the new demon's severed arm suddenly grew back. Then the new demon suddenly roared fiercely, rapidly swinging its long saber, slashing towards the two, forcibly separating them. Wu Lingan instantly became anxious. Isn't your Chi demon exterminating strike very strong? Quickly use it. But Bai Di was powerless. My hand doesn't listen to commands right now. Just then, Shia Wawawa suddenly walked onto the arena stage, sneering, At this time, it still needs me to be the hero saving the beauty. Elder Dan retorted impatiently, You better be careful. I can't help you this time. But Shia Wawawa laughed very confidently, Bai Di, just watch my performance next. Seeing the heart demon enter a state of rage, Shia Wawawa immediately clapped his hands. Green fire refining gold profound chapter heavy ruler reforged. As soon as the words fell, a brand new Shin heavy ruler instantly appeared in his hand. He didn't hesitate at all, directly charged towards the heart demon. The power of this ruler strike was very formidable, easily cutting off one of the heart demon's arms. Seeing this, Wu Lingan quickly reminded, Careful, his arm can release poisonous gas. But Shia Wawawa was dismissive. Do you think I wouldn't know these things? Undying fire flame dragon roar. As soon as the words fell on that severed arm, instantly ignited scorching flames. Under Shia Wawa's mental control, the flames began to rapidly spread and condense, forming a fire dragon attacking the heart demon. The huge heart demon couldn't dodge at all, forcefully being hit. Shia Wawawa also took the opportunity to leap up again, using his final blow. Earth generates metal, splitting earth opening heaven ruler, but the heart demon actually blocked this blow with its long saber.
and with even greater force, counterattacked, sending Shia Wawawa flying. Seeing this, Elder Dan quickly spoke up, advising him to just obediently faint. But Shia Wawawa stated he would fight until the end. Meanwhile, the long saber in the new demon's hand began to swing wildly.
And Baidi's face suddenly changed drastically. Impossible, this is clearly our Eujian Peak's move. Could this demon cultivator be a spy from within Eujian Peak? I clearly know everyone from Eujian Peak. Who exactly is this guy?
Seeing the heart demon attack again, Wu Lingan quickly hugged the stunned Baidi, using his body to block this slash for her.
Seeing Wu Lingan seriously injured, Baidi finally snapped back to reality. And Yu Tianqing was completely enraged. Bastard, how dare you harm my student in Xian Academy?
Die. As soon as the words fell, a massive fire god Dharma image appeared out of thin air and raised its hand, striking down towards the group of star demons below with one palm. Wherever the fire god's giant palm reached, star demons were burned to ashes one after another. But that group of star demons seemed impossible to kill completely, still firmly entangling him. However, Wu Lingan was unharmed. He quickly spoke reassuringly, "I'm fine. Just can't exert strength anymore. If I weren't poisoned, I could definitely dodge it. As long as there are antibodies, I should be able to detoxify." As soon as these words came out,
Baidi immediately became determined. There should be antibodies in my blood. I'll cut my wrist right now for you to drink. However, the new demon wouldn't give them such an opportunity, raising its hand again with another slash interrupting the two.
Seeing there was no time to give Wu Lingan blood now, Baidi hardened her heart, directly grabbing Wu Lingan and kissing him. The moment their lips touched, Wu Lingan felt his body instantly lighten
considerably.
And seeing this, Shia Wawawa immediately felt his blood rush up, fainting on the spot. The second chubby guy quickly took out his notebook and started scribbling furiously. Indeed, my speculation was correct. Baidi had something going on with Boss Lingan long ago, and Xiaoyu at this time had completely exploded.
On what basis do you kiss my Lingan?
Let go quickly. However, just then, the heart demon, after roaring, swung its saber again attacking the two. But Wu Lingan, whose body had recovered, directly raised his hand towards it, delivering an immortal technique. Killing punch. The huge heart demon, after taking this punch, instantly collapsed to the ground. And Wu Lingan finally breathed a sigh of relief. Slowly speaking, strength finally recovered. This unremarkable floor-sweeping monk actually chopped down the terrifying demon cultivator with one key, just now, after Baidi gave Wu Lingan the poison antibody. He actually punched through the terrifying heart demon. Baidi instantly blushed slightly. She felt Wu Lingan, this bastard, was actually somewhat handsome.
But Wu Lingan asked very puzzledly, "Why are you blushing? Are you seriously injured?"
And Yu Tianqing also noticed the two were unharmed, so he increased his firepower output, making those demon cultivators pay the price, watching his subordinates being wildly bombarded. The masked man remained unfazed. Yu Tianqing instantly locked onto him.
"You are the main culprit, right?
Die for me." As soon as the words fell, the terrifying fire god Dharma image immediately reappeared. Raising its hand, it struck towards the masked man to kill him. But unexpectedly, the masked man was actually just a substitute. Yu Tianqing instantly cursed out loud, "Bastard!
What exactly are these demon cultivators trying to do?"
Meanwhile, inside Xian Academy's library pavilion, faint demonic energy was quietly seeping in. The masked man,
after landing, immediately smiled. "These righteous path idiots really think I would attack from the front?"
After speaking, he tore open a crack, summoning several small spiders, then signaled, "Go. Just need to find that thing." Instantly, those small spiders began to disperse throughout the library pavilion, constantly climbing and searching everywhere. Soon, one of the small spiders brought a secret manual before the masked man. After picking up the secret manual, he immediately smiled. Such an important thing, Xian Academy doesn't even hide it properly. However, just then, a silent voice suddenly sounded.
"The library pavilion is Xian Academy's forbidden ground.
Outsiders trespassing and causing damage, fine 1,000.
The masked man, after seeing the newcomer clearly, was suppressed. "I was wondering who it was. The once dominant Isekai'd. How did you end up as a floor-sweeping gatekeeper, old man?"
But Isekai'd spoke to himself, "This has nothing to do with you. I am only responsible for maintaining the order of the academy. Hope you restore this place to its original state now.
And pay the fine in full." The masked man immediately sneered, "What if I don't?"
As soon as the words fell, Isekai'd had already rushed before him shouting, "Then don't blame me for not reminding you."
The next second, Isekai'd fiercely swung down his broom, directly severing the masked man's arm. The terrifying aura even split the entire library pavilion open. Seeing this scene, Yu Tianqing immediately thought, not good, something happened at the library pavilion. Immediately instructing the instructors to protect the students, he needed to check the situation himself. Watching the anxiously departing Yu Tianqing, Xiaoyu couldn't help frowning. Looks like these times are about to become turbulent. Meanwhile, the injured masked man said unfazed, claiming to protect the academy, yet destroying property more enthusiastically than me. And Yu Tai's remained indifferent. Then you were fined another 10,000 for repair costs. But just then, that severed arm suddenly erupted with demonic energy. The masked man, after reattaching his arm, immediately spoke, "You old fellow, still so unreasonable after all these years." Hearing this, Yu Tai's immediately raised his broom again, shouting, "No need for reason with demon cultivators." However, this time, the masked man's arm suddenly began to demonize, actually blocking this broom unharmed, even easily blasting the chi away. Afterwards, the masked man continuously swung out terrifying demonic energy. Instantly, the entire library pavilion began to continuously erupt with rumbling sounds. Then, the masked man spoke again, "Feel it? The strength I've accumulated over these years is far beyond your imagination. Remember back then, you were high-spirited, almost killed me. I could only sacrifice my entire family to forcibly raise my strength to a level similar to yours. Although I successfully repelled you that time, half of my secret manual was also snatched by you. Now I have finally gathered enough power, finally retrieved this half of the secret manual. Why aren't you speaking? Do you understand there's already an irreversible gap between us?" But Yu Tai's directly ignored him. "You destroyed academy facilities again, fine 20,000. As soon as these words came out, the masked man immediately got angry. "Old thing, go settle accounts properly in the underworld." Right now, Yu Tai's knew he couldn't win by force, but he couldn't dodge the demonic claws attack. Helplessly, he had no choice but to draw his sword, sighing, "Old friend, can only let you act again." The next second, Yu Tai suddenly drew his sword, instantly severing the masked man's arm again. Then, that sword suddenly erupted with majestic profound energy, forcefully pushing the masked man back. Now the masked man completely lost his composure. "Damn it. It's actually," and Yu Tai's held an ancient broken sword, silently stating, "Hidden fire unsheathed." The boy just pinned the girl to the ground, and was actually implanted with a heart demon seed by a demon cultivator. Just now, Yu Tai's brought out his Xian Ice Remnant Tiger. Seeing this, the masked man was instantly shocked. "It's actually this blade? I remember this blade should have been destroyed by me, right? Didn't expect you'd still keep a broken blade." Yu Tai's heard this, immediately shouted, "Whether hidden fire is a broken blade or not, you'll know once you try." As soon as the words fell, Yu Tai's charged out abruptly with hidden fire. In an instant, hidden fire pierced into the masked man's head, then Yu Tai's fiercely swung the blade, shaving off half his head. Seeing the masked man fall, Yu Tai's couldn't help but sigh in relief. This should finally be over, right? But just then, that half-head suddenly began sprouting dense tentacles, seeing the masked man's body turn into demonic energy. Yu Tai's was immediately stunned. "What the hell is this thing now?" Then a cold laugh came from behind him. "You old fellow are indeed hard to deal with." Tai's immediately questioned loudly, "What demonic technique have you cultivated over these years?" But the masked man directly turned and ran. "My goal today has been achieved. Wait until I completely master this secret manual, then I'll come meet you again." Tai's immediately picked up hidden fire, coldly stating, "This time I definitely won't let you escape again." But the masked man sneered, "Are you sure you want to keep chasing me? In that case, the academy you've always guarded will be destroyed." And Yu Tai's also noticed, the demonic energy gathered behind him was already preparing to explode. Right now he didn't have time to pursue the masked man. Could only use hidden fire to cut his own wrist, then used blood transforms blade, fierce fire reforged. Simultaneously, without looking back, said, "I definitely won't let you go." Seeing Yu Tai's choose to deal with the demonic energy he left behind, the masked man instantly laughed loudly. "Then let's see if you still have the life." And the arriving Yu Tianqing happened to encounter the demonic energy explosion. Immediately he became anxious. "Second granduncle, I sensed your aura. Are you okay?" Hearing this, Yu Tai's immediately retorted impatiently, "How old are you, still so rash? If not for protecting the academy, I would definitely have killed that bastard." Tianqing quickly helped him up, concernedly asking, "Who exactly injured you like this?" Yu Tai's instantly looked serious. "It's the great demon cultivator who ravaged the 9 provinces tens of thousands of years ago, Sima Yu." Hearing this, Yu Tianqing's face immediately changed drastically. "It's actually the legendary one who, for cultivating demonic techniques, slaughtered hundreds of thousands of people." Sima Yu? Back then, to kill him, the Righteous Alliance dispatched more than 30 soul transformation stage experts, at the cost of more than 20 soul transformation stage experts' lives, only then barely managed to kill Sima Yu. But Yu Tai's interrupted, you should be able to tell too, right? What he cultivates is not simple demonic techniques, he cultivates techniques to control heart demons. Yu Tianqing's face instantly became ugly. I indeed didn't misjudge. Those attackers were all manifested heart demons. Absolutely cannot let the matter of heart demons become public. I must kill Sima Yu. But Yu Tai spoke up to stop him. Don't waste your energy. What you need to do now is notify the Righteous Alliance. Sima Yu will definitely stir up another righteous demon conflict. Must have them assist Xin Tian Academy. After all, the current me can no longer protect Xin Tian Academy. Oh right, these heart demons might self-destruct. Is everything okay over at the martial arts field? As soon as these words came out, Li Tianqing suddenly remembered something, then anxiously flew away, leaving only the sentence, there's still one not dealt with cleanly. Meanwhile, the heart demon inside the martial arts field had already been controlled by the instructors. And Bai Di suddenly called out to Wu Lingan, then said somewhat shyly, Wu Lingan, thank you just now. I admit you saved me earlier, however. I will still investigate whether you are a demon cultivator or not. However, just then, a bright light suddenly erupted behind Bai Di. At this moment, Bai Di absolutely couldn't dodge. However, at this critical moment, Wu Lingan suddenly rushed forward, directly hugging her, then using his own back to block the demonic energy explosion. However, Wu Lingan found he seemed fine. Just as the two were being affectionate, two figures had already arrived beside them. Xiaoyu and Morong Chan very tacitly forced the two apart, and just then, the hastily arrived Yu Tianqing suddenly landed on the martial field, then very seriously stated, need to check Wu Lingan's body. After infusing profound energy into his eyes, Yu Tianqing clearly discovered Wu Lingan's body had already been implanted with a heart demon's seed. The boy just entered the dormitory, and found the goddess was actually showering in his room, and even changed clothes in front of him. Just now, Yu Tianqing discovered Wu Lingan had actually been implanted with a heart demon's seed. Immediately he gritted his teeth. Sima Yu, I definitely won't let you go. However, then he felt very strange. So he asked, this student, do you not feel any discomfort in your body? Seeing Wu Lingan say he was fine, he instantly felt something was wrong. The heart demon seed is fatal to every cultivator. How could he be completely fine? However, he quickly reacted, very excitedly, how could I forget this? You are an ordinary person without a spiritual root, that's great. Instantly, Yu Tianqing secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Without spiritual energy in the body, it cannot nourish the heart demon's growth. This is truly fortune in misfortune. Then, Yu Tianqing flew into mid-air announcing, everyone pay attention, although we experienced some twists and turns. But this assessment is officially over. All students present will, based on today's performance, receive corresponding dormitory and class arrangements, all arrangements. I have already injected into your admission tickets. Hearing this, Wu Lingan took out his admission ticket. Some information had been added to it. Wu Lingan, Dinghao class, student ID 18, male dorm bed 1. And Yu Tianqing announced again, all students, follow the markings, return to your own dormitories, prepare for tomorrow's classes. Xiaoyu, hearing this, immediately linked arms with Wu Lingan. Brother Lingan, let's go to the dorm now. But Wu Lingan was somewhat puzzled. Did the dean assign you a room? But Xiaoyu smiled, I'm not a student, how could I possibly have a room assignment? As your protector, of course I have to sleep with you. Wu Lingan instantly scratched his head. I remember the dorm should have roommates, right? It's not quite right for you to live together too. This conversation happened to be overheard by Bai Di not far away. Heard clearly. Soon, Wu Lingan and Xiaoyu finally arrived at the dormitory area. The location of South Dorm 8 was much farther than Wu Lingan imagined. And Xiaoyu was already angry at this time, that old pervert actually assigned Lin Zhen to such a remote location. Didn't he see how well you performed in the competition? Soon Wu Lingan found male dorm 8. He noticed there was light inside, the roommate should have arrived. So Wu Lingan directly pushed the door open saying, hello, I am the roommate of male dorm 8. But what shocked him was finding Bai Di, wearing only a towel, appearing in the dormitory. Immediately Wu Lingan blushed, turned around, and closed the door, but he looked again repeatedly, confirming this was indeed male dorm 8, so he couldn't help guessing. It must be the events at the martial arts field that caused him to have illusions. Having made up his mind, Wu Lingan pushed open the dormitory door again. The next second he was stunned. Bai Di indeed appeared in the south dorm. Immediately he turned around again, muttering, could I have fallen under an illusion technique? Just then, Bai Di already changed.
directly pushed the door open, no need to confirm.
"This is South Dorm 8. Seeing this, Xiaoyu instantly exploded. "How can you be in Brother Lingan's dorm?"
But Bai Di directly took out her admission ticket. Bai Di, Jiahao class, student ID 18, male dorm bed 2, seeing the two confused.
Bai Di explained, "The reason I'm rooming with you is because I and your original roommate swapped dorms. Now, he should be enjoying the best female dorm one alone." Lingan was instantly stunned. "But why do you insist on living with me?"
Bai Di had already prepared her explanation for this. "You are the first person my age who could defeat me. I must find the way you became strong, and learn it. For this, even living together with you is no big deal." Now it was Wu Lingan's turn to be embarrassed. After all, his real age was 2,000 years, but Wu Lingan still had some concerns.
"Living together will be very troublesome, right?"
Like just now, but Bai Di was dismissive.
"You and that fox spirit can live together, why can't I?"
"Anyway, I will just observe silently, won't cause you trouble." And Xiaoyu jumped onto the bed at this moment, signaling, "Brother Lingan, don't mind her.
We have class tomorrow, hurry up and sleep."
"It's been a long time since I slept with Brother Lingan. Besides, there's nowhere else to sleep here." Wu Lingan felt like he was being watched by something. Soon, after discovering Bai Di seemed asleep, Wu Lingan secretly asked,
"Right, Xiaoyu, were the people who attacked the academy today really demon cultivators?"
Their techniques looked different from Dad and the others, and Xiaoyu's face instantly changed. Seriously saying, "Since they appeared, the secret, I have no need to hide from you, Brother Lingan, they are not simple demon cultivators, but heart demons." The girl, while the boy was asleep, actually secretly climbed onto his bed in the middle of the night. Just now, Xiaoyu informed Wu Lingan of the existence of heart demons, and heart demons are generated by cultivators, so it's also the biggest taboo in the entire cultivation world. But she found Wu Lingan suddenly went silent. It turned out, Wu Lingan actually fell asleep during her explanation. However, Xiaoyu felt knowing too much might not necessarily be good for Wu Lingan. So she quickly fell asleep too. Just then, Bai Di, sleeping soundly beside them, suddenly sat up, then stared intently at Wu Lingan. Meanwhile, a high-level meeting was being held on Jingyi Peak. Li Tianqing also announced Sima Yu's attack on Xiantian Academy.
Everyone didn't expect the demon was actually still alive. Even injured Elder Yu, and snatched away that sealed half of the secret manual. Right now, the Alliance must provide protection to Xiantian Academy.
But Yu Tianqing interrupted, "The matter of demon cultivators, we can still gather strength to eradicate. But now there is a more serious problem, that is, heart demons have already appeared before the students. The so-called heart demons are the collection of evil aspects produced when cultivators break through the limits of the heavenly Tao, shedding their own impurities. So the more cultivators cultivate, the more likely they are to produce heart demons. To maintain the stability of the cultivation world, we sealed this secret."
"But Sima Yu's appearance brings variables. How long can we maintain this secret?" The Great Elder spoke first. "No matter what, the existing order cannot be destroyed."
Longting Academy Dean Shen Weiwang also agreed. "Great Elder is right. In that case, then let our Longting Academy assist in handling the matter of heart demons. After all, we are both places of education in the Righteous Alliance. Naturally, we should face difficulties together." The Great Elder nodded very readily. "Then the task of stopping the news about heart demons will be handled by Shen Weiwang and Tianqing. Others search together for Sima Yu and the whereabouts of the demon cultivators." After everyone nodded in understanding, this meeting was declared adjourned. But Shen Weiwang muttered to himself, "Xiantian Academy, so easily invaded, how can it deserve the title of the Righteous Path's #1 academy? Longting Academy will definitely, under my leadership, become the Righteous Path's #1. A night passed in a flash. Wu Lingan finally woke up leisurely.
He felt he slept really well last night. He suddenly found Bai Di appearing on his bed. Instantly, Bai Di immediately let out a scream. "Bastard, why are you on my bed?" But Xiaoyu climbed up from the floor, angrily saying, "You scheming girl, dare to slander Brother Lingan here?
Clearly, you climbed onto Brother Lingan's bed yourself, and even pushed me onto the floor." But Bai Di loudly denied. "It must have been you who put me on the bed in the middle of the night." Wu Lingan nearby quickly spoke up.
"Is there a possibility, Bai Di, you were sleepwalking last night and ended up on my bed?"
Hearing this, Bai Di quickly shook her head guiltily. "Impossible, I don't have any habit of sleepwalking. Forget it, today is the first day of class, let's not be late." After speaking, Bai Di put on her clothes first, preparing to go to class, seeing a group of people gathered at the dormitory entrance.
Bai Di immediately shouted, "What are you doing here, sneaking around?"
Seeing Bai Di angry, everyone quickly turned tail and ran without looking back. Afterwards, Bai Di followed behind Wu Lingan towards the classroom.
but Wu Lingan asked puzzledly. ID, you don't seem to be in the same class as me, right? Is the classroom direction the same? But Baidi said dismissively, anyway, students don't learn much. It's more useful to observe you more. Soon, the three arrived at the Dinghao classroom. In the end, Baidi still came to class together. The chubby guy, upon entering, was suppressed. Boss Lingan, why are you in this class too? Classes are assigned based on previous assessment performance. The best students are assigned to Class Jia. Class Ding is the problem class where the worst students stay. Wu Lingan instantly felt disappointed. So that's how it is, my talent indeed can only be assigned to the worst class. Just then, Instructor May suddenly shouted, everyone shut up. A bunch of brats, be quiet during class time. The chubby guy immediately whispered, didn't expect. Instructor May is actually our homeroom teacher. Instructor May saw this, immediately decided to make an example of the chubby guy, while throwing out the notebook, shouted, no talking during class, but unexpectedly Wu Lingan caught the notebook. Then with an innocent look, sorry, I subconsciously caught it. Really didn't mean to contradict you. Instructor May saw this, immediately thought inwardly, making me look bad on the first day, this kid is indeed the worst of the troublemakers. Afterwards, he directly announced, next, will be your first lesson upon entering Xiantian Academy. This book is our Righteous Alliances, Unified Introductory Qi Refining Technique. Jingyi Formula, you now need to, according to the description above, perform guiding Qi into the body. Jingyi Formula is the safest researched by the Righteous Alliance, stable cultivation method. Therefore, students who come to Xiantian Academy, no matter what technique they previously practiced, must use Jingyi Formula to induce Qi here. Since you all have experience with Qi refining, then within this class, if you fail to successfully use the Jingyi Formula to guide Qi into the body, I will directly expel you. At this moment, except for Wu Lingan, everyone else felt this was something that could be done in minutes. Wu Lingan was already panicking badly. What should I do? This is a spirit energy ball that requires infusing spirit energy to lift, but unexpectedly, the boy smashed it hundreds of meters into the air. Just now, Wu Lingan had just officially enrolled in Xiantian Academy, but unexpectedly the first lesson was actually guiding Qi into the body. And Baidi, merely glancing at the Jingyi Formula, easily succeeded in guiding Qi into her body. Instructor May immediately praised Baidi for doing well. After seeing Wu Lingan's panicked appearance, he immediately rejoiced secretly, this brat, without a spiritual root, wanting to guide Qi into the body within one class period, is completely impossible. Xiaoyu also quickly spoke to comfort, Brother Lingan, don't push yourself too hard. Seeing Wu Lingan assume a posture, Baidi quickly took out her notebook, preparing to start recording. Soon, Wu Lingan felt a surge of Qi appear within his body, but the next second, he suddenly let out a loud fart. Instantly Wu Lingan became discouraged. I really still can't feel it. Then he grabbed Baidi's shoulder, saying, how do you feel spiritual energy? Please teach me. Baidi could only demonstrate while explaining, watch carefully, imagine yourself as a level surface, imagine spirit energy as water, feel the flow of water entering the level surface. Hearing this, Wu Lingan immediately closed his eyes and began to try. Soon he seemed to feel something, but unexpectedly, he still let out another loud fart. Instantly, Wu Lingan became annoyed. Could it be that even entering Xiantian Academy, I still can't successfully guide Qi? Just then, Instructor May suddenly spoke, those who successfully guided Qi, don't get too happy. See this spirit energy ball? This was specially designed by the Righteous Alliance to train students. The more spirit energy injected, the lighter its weight becomes. The spirit energy ball must be injected with the Jingyi Formula, otherwise, it will become heavier. Fill the spirit energy ball with the Jingyi Formula spirit energy you absorbed. This is your lesson for today. And Baidi and the others quickly picked up the spirit energy balls on the ground. Instructor May secretly muttered, brat, this spirit energy ball cannot be lifted just by brute force, and Wu Lingan had already secretly resolved it this time. In order not to be kicked out of the academy, he must use all his strength. Must lift it. Meanwhile, Yu Tianqing, who was combing his hair, suddenly discovered an airship appearing in the sky above the academy. He didn't expect the people from Longting Academy would arrive so quickly. The visitor was impressively Longting Academy Dean Shenwei Wang, and Yu Tianqing quickly landed on the airship. He spoke first. Dean Shen came from afar, without even informing me beforehand. I haven't prepared your welcoming ceremony yet. Shenwei Wang, however, was dismissive. Don't dare trouble Dean Yu. Didn't I hear Xiantian Academy had, so I came to help. Yu Tianqing sneered, helping, yet bringing so many skilled people? Even dispatched the airship? Dean Shen's gesture is truly not small. Shen Weiwang immediately laughed heartily. Helping naturally requires giving one's all. Incidentally, I also hope to exchange pointers with the Righteous Path's #1 academy. Yu Tianqing immediately sneered. This is your real purpose for coming here, right? Just as the two were chatting, a spirit energy ball suddenly rushed up rapidly from the ground. In just the blink of an eye, it pierced through the massive airship, then directly smashed into the cockpit. Looking at the large hole above his head, Wu Lingan instantly felt he was doomed. Instructor Mei immediately exploded. What on earth are you doing? Do you know how much money it costs to build a classroom? Yu Tianqing also felt something was wrong. Could it be that kid causing trouble again? Then he asked concernedly, Dean Shen, are you okay? But Shen Weiwang stubbornly said, I am the dean of Longting Academy, how could I possibly be hurt? To help Wu Lingan cover up, Yu Tianqing quickly spoke, this probably has nothing to do with demon cultivators. It should be our students' stored spirit energy ball exploding. Shen Weiwang, however, snorted angrily. A fine spirit energy ball explosion. In that case, let's compare notes with this spirit energy ball. The girl actually asked the boy to grab her ball, but unexpectedly the boy misunderstood, even worried about hurting her and wanted to help rub it, just now. A spirit energy ball casually thrown by Wu Lingan made the angry Shen Weiwang proposed the decision of a spirit energy ball match. Li Tianqing then gathered several players, then announced this match would have Wu Lingan and 4 others participate. However, the chubby guy raised a question. I can understand choosing others. They are all top performers from the competition, but my strength is relatively poor. I'm afraid my participation will bring shame to the academy. Wu Lingan saw this, immediately recalled his past self. Immediately he encouraged, don't belittle yourself. I believe that as long as you work hard, there will be results. But Shia Wawawa mocked, if that were the case, then you would have cultivated lingan long ago. And Yu Tianqing also spoke up at this time explaining, Tianji's heavenly divine ability can predict the future, which is a great advantage for the match. But Wu Lingan stated he had one question, how exactly is the spirit energy ball match played? Hearing this, ID immediately explained, this kind of match is 5 versus 5 confrontation. Controlling the spirit energy ball to shoot into the large gate in mid-air counts as scoring. During the match, cultivators on both sides cannot directly harm each other, but can use spirit energy to contest. Therefore, spirit energy is crucial for the match. Wu Lingan instantly lost his confidence. It seems I can't help much in this match, Li Tianqing immediately stated angrily. This match started because of you. The match is set for 3 days later. Practice well during this time, because this match concerns the reputation of Xian Tian Academy. If you achieve victory, I will reward each of you with 1 golden Xian Tian medal, sword. Wu Lingan didn't know what the Xian Tian medal was, Yu Joshua explained. This is the highest honor for students of Xian Tian Academy. With this medal, one can obtain double cultivation resources. Now Wu Lingan instantly became happy. Double resources? Then isn't it even more likely for me to succeed in cultivation? Then what are we standing here for? Let's start practicing now. But Shia Wawawa coldly stated, I have no interest in practicing with someone who cannot use spirit energy. Li Joshua was also equally uninterested. The entire academy is owned by my family. Double resources are meaningless to me. Seeing this, Bai Di had no choice but to say, ignore them, the two of us can practice just the same. The spirit energy ball can simultaneously accept spirit energy infusion from multiple people. So infusing more spirit energy into the spirit energy ball gives more advantage in confrontation. You try first to snatch the spirit energy ball from my hand. As soon as the words fell, Wu Lingan immediately rushed forward and politely. Bai Di originally wanted to use this opportunity to learn Wu Lingan's method of becoming stronger through cultivation, but unexpectedly Wu Lingan's speed was so fast she couldn't react at all. However, Bai Di didn't intend to let him succeed so easily. But unexpectedly, Wu Lingan accidentally grabbed the wrong ball. Instantly Bai Di was dumbfounded. Forgetting even to control the spirit energy ball, Shia Wawa's eyes widened even more with anger. And Wu Lingan even considerately asked Bai Di if it hurt, whether he should help her rub it. Although Bai Di felt it was actually quite nice, those guys not far away were ruining the atmosphere. Soon she adjusted her thoughts. Okay, let's move on to the next training item. Just treat the gate formed by my spirit swords as the goal. Try practicing. Wu Lingan felt the spirit energy ball wasn't as heavy as he imagined. Just need to practice the accuracy of the throw. He very accurately threw the spirit energy ball into the gate, but due to excessive force, the spirit energy ball landed in a building not far away, and this ball once again hit Shen Weiwang. He immediately said coldly, provoking me twice in one day?
Seems you really don't put my Longting Academy in your eyes. Seeing his disciple preparing to treat his wound, he immediately shouted, instead of worrying about me, better prepare well for the match 3 days later. This match, that old fellow and I have wagered the future of our academies. Hearing this, Liang Zifeng immediately clasped his fist. I swear, I will definitely lead Longting Academy to victory. After leaving, he immediately swore secretly. He definitely couldn't let his master down, no matter the cost. Time quickly arrived 3 days later, after a long speech by Shen Weiwang. After the lengthy speech, Shen Weiwang used the great earthwood divine art, creating out of thin air a huge spirit energy ball match field. Deciding, the number 1 Academy's spirit energy ball match finally began. But unexpectedly, Wu Lingan and the others fell behind. Just now, Shen Weiwang used the great earthwood divine art, actually creating a dual field out of thin air. Even Bai Di was shocked, able to instantly create such a large field. Just how vast is his spirit energy? Just then, Li Tianqing suddenly announced, have the participating players get ready. Seeing both sides quickly enter the field, Li Tianqing instantly prayed silently, hope the little rascals can live up to expectations. Shen Tian Academy's participating players are Wu Lingan, Li Joshua, Xia Wawawa, Bai Di, Tianji. And Longting Academy's side is Zhu Shi, Li Luin, Wan Ping, Jin Lingyu, Liang Zifeng. And Jin Lingyu didn't forget to remind, eldest senior brother, must perform well this time. Let them witness our Longting's strength. Liang Zifeng looked determined. I will definitely fulfill master's long-standing wish. Wan Ping grinned, don't be nervous. We trained for a long time for today. Those people from Shen Tian Academy look completely like useless filler, especially that little chubby guy, looks like a weakling at first glance. Bai Di heard this, immediately gritted her teeth. The people from Longting are too arrogant. But Wu Lingan said seriously, they indeed look well trained. Yu Joshua also nodded, explaining, that's right. These few people are all elite talents specially trained by Longting, with long-term training experience. Undefeated in spirit energy ball competitions among their peers, but Xia Wawawa said confidently, what's there to fear? I, the great master, am here. After speaking, he directly declared war domineeringly, people of Longting, listen up. I, Xia Wawawa, will definitely beat you today, I swear by my black whirlwind ruler. But Instructor May suddenly confiscated his weapon, then said impatiently, spirit energy ball matches prohibit the use of any spirit energy magic treasures. Now the people from Longting instantly laughed. Didn't expect this group actually doesn't even know the rules of the competition. Then Instructor May came beside Wu Lingan, signaling, these things on your body cannot be carried either. After finishing, Instructor May announced, match time is 1 hour, with a quarter-hour break at halftime. The side with more goals wins. Everyone, please get ready. The spirit energy ball match now officially begins. Wu Lingan immediately rushed out first. He felt he must grab the first serve to take the initiative. But unexpectedly, Xia Huahua stepped on him, trying to snatch it. But Liang Zifeng took the ball 1 step ahead of him, then passed the ball tacitly to Wan Ping. The chubby guy quickly moved forward trying to block him, but Wan Ping easily twisted past him, then directly placed the ball into the scoring area. Bai Di finally understood now. The people from Longting are not simple, so she picked up the ball reminding, the opponent is very strong. Stop messing around internally, this time I will be the main attacker, you guys cover me. Bai Di felt her spirit energy reserves should be the strongest among her peers. Impossible for anyone to snatch the spirit energy ball from her hands. But the people from Longting suddenly formed a defensive formation, but Xia Huahua also suddenly jumped up at this time, then used fire, directly bombarding those 3 people. The next second, Mei Jiechi took out a yellow card, shouting, Shen Tian Academy's Xia Huahua maliciously injured someone. Yellow card warning. Although Xia Huahua fouled, it didn't affect Bai Di's attack. She felt she could definitely score. Seeing the opponent disregard her, Zhu Shi immediately took a bite of meat, then just stood there letting Bai Di shoot. But unexpectedly, Zhu Shi instantly completed a transformation, firmly catching that spirit energy ball. And a black shadow also rushed out at this time, instantly catching the ball thrown by Zhu Shi, then quickly passed it to Liang Zifeng. Instantly, Liang Zifeng's body activated charge mode, forcefully knocking the chubby guy and Yu Joshua flying. Scoring another point, then he laughed even more proudly. I want you to not score a single point in this match. The boy, facing a heavy goalkeeper who could melt, finally revealed his terrifying physical strength. Just now, Longting Academy easily scored 2 points. The unconvinced Xia Huahua immediately questioned, didn't you say props couldn't be used? Why can he eat so openly? But Instructor May stated food doesn't count as props. Morong Chan instantly became somewhat annoyed. If I knew earlier, I would have brought some food for Lingan and the others too. Everyone was clearly no match for Longting.
Frantically being scored on by the opposing side in turns, Li Jiaxuan and the chubby guy couldn't hold on at all. Halftime just ended, the score reached 0-10. Everyone's mood instantly sank into despair. After returning to the restroom, Bai Di immediately scolded, "What are you all doing? Yu Jiaxue not cooperating with teammates is one thing. Shia Wawawa even creates trouble for Lingan, but Yu Jiaxue and Shia Wawawa stated, 'Such weak teammates, I can't cooperate,' and their argument was also heard by the people from Longting. Liang Zifeng didn't expect Xin Tian Academy to be so weak. This is now a sure win. Wu Lingan, who had been silent, suddenly spoke. "Since we don't have coordination, let's treat it as an individual match. No need for coordination. Just focus on locking down the opponent one-on-one, looking for opportunities to score." Soon the halftime break ended. Just as the match was about to begin, Morong Chan quickly threw all her food onto the field. Seeing this, Wu Lingan immediately rushed out quickly, gathering everything without missing a single piece. Seeing personnel from both sides were in position, the second half of the match officially began. And Longting's Wan Ping took the first serve first, but he found the people below weren't moving at all. Seeing Wan Ping rushing rapidly towards the back, Yu Jiaxue directly clapped his hands, using the Great Desolate Earth Shield. Wan Ping had no choice but to pass the ball to Lin Yu. But Bai Di also took the opportunity to use Spirit Energy Painted Sword to obstruct. Although successfully blasting the Spirit Energy Ball from Lin Yu's hands, but possession fell into Li Luan's hands. However, Shia Wawa's response was very timely. One fire burst out directly stopping her, but Liang Zifeng took the ball one step ahead. Now only the chubby guy remained. He wasn't afraid at all, but unexpectedly the chubby guy activated the Heavenly Eye Divine ability, and Wu Lingan also rushed to the front of the hoop at this time. Then firmly pressed down on that Spirit Energy Ball with both hands, very easily pushing Liang Zifeng away. Receiving the chubby guy's Heavenly Eye prediction, Wu Lingan very easily passed everyone. Before him only remained Zhu Shi, who had already lizard-fied. Afterwards Wu Lingan quickly gathered strength, using full force to shoot the Spirit Energy Ball. Although Zhu Shi caught the Spirit Energy Ball with both hands, but the accumulated power attached to it directly knocked him down. With the cooperation of Wu Lingan and the chubby guy, they finally successfully scored 1 point. But Longting's side also quickly adjusted. Liang Zifeng directly used the offensive formation, preparing for a rapid breakthrough, but Wu Lingan's speed was even faster than his. After snatching the ball, he once again disrupted the opponent's formation. Even the goalkeeper Zhu Shi was forcefully knocked flying by him, scoring another point fiercely. Wu Lingan, assisted by the Heavenly Eye Divine ability, was like having a cheat activated, completely disregarding the opponent's goalkeeper, soon bringing the score back to 10-10. The goalkeeper king now completely lost his composure, couldn't help shouting, "Bastards! All of you, get serious." Liang Zifeng instantly gritted his teeth in anger. "I absolutely cannot let teacher lose the bet. Looks like I can only use this power." After swallowing that purple thing, Liang Zifeng's body immediately emitted a strange purple glow. Feeling the power continuously surging within his body, Liang Zifeng immediately smiled with a focused smile. "Power, I feel the power." The terrifying heart demon appeared again, and punched Wu Lingan flying. Just now, Liang Zifeng secretly took the secret medicine, forcibly raising his strength by one level. He knew, he absolutely couldn't completely absorb the power within it, just using a little should be enough to win. Right now, the match time is almost up, cannot give Xin Tian Academy any more chances. And Wu Lingan and the chubby guy felt that if this continued, they would definitely win the match. After Instructor May served the ball, Shia Wawawa rushed out first, snatching the Spirit Energy Ball. In order not to let Wu Lingan keep stealing the spotlight, he decided he must score a goal too. Seeing the opponent couldn't keep up with him, he immediately sneered. And Wu Lingan analyzed very rationally, Longting students' cultivation was originally weaker than ours. Now their spirit energy is almost depleted. Even if it's just Shia Wawawa alone, it's difficult for them to stop him. Soon Shia Wawawa rushed to the front of the goal. But Liang Zifeng suddenly used the Great Earthwood Divine Tree, a rising earth wall, instantly blocking Shia Wawawa. Liang Zifeng very smoothly snatched back possession of the ball. But just as he wanted to sprint, Wu Lingan blocked him again. He decisively used rock-scale heavy armor preparing to force a breakthrough. But unexpectedly, Wu Lingan wasn't knocked flying. He completely didn't expect he would be blocked so easily. Seeing he couldn't overpower him, he decisively used the Great Earthwood Divine Tree. As long as he got rid of Wu Lingan, no one could stop him. But then he discovered he actually couldn't continue forward. It turned out Wu Lingan had held onto that stone pillar, hugging it, and the chubby guy quickly signaled Wu Lingan to throw Liang Zifeng towards their own goal. The next second, Liang Zifeng uncontrollably went towards his own goal. He knew if this continued, it would definitely be an own goal. Having no alternative, he once again forcibly pushed the power within his body, pointing out the stone armor giant technique. Forcibly increasing his weight, he first had the stone giant push Wu Lingyan back, then wanted to take the opportunity to score, but Bai Di and Yu Jiaxue also rushed out at this time. Although both tried their best to block, but were easily pushed aside by the stone armor giant. Seeing this, the chubby guy quickly reminded, "Attack the giant, this is the only way to stop him." Wu Lingyan quickly used his full strength, smashing a punch towards the stone armor giant. Terrifying force instantly blasted the giant into powder. After Liang Zifeng landed, he immediately cursed, "Damn it! Why do you keep blocking me?" Wu Lingyan said seriously, "Because I want to win." To win, Liang Zifeng pushed his profound energy again and suddenly charged out. But Wu Lingyan firmly blocked in front of him. The next moment, both sides simultaneously fell backward. The spirit energy ball was also bounced into the air. Wu Lingyan quickly took the opportunity to use the immortal art in-place takeoff, wanting to grab the ball first. Seeing this, Liang Zifeng immediately gritted his teeth. Absolutely cannot let teacher lose face. Instantly, a terrifying demonic energy suddenly erupted from his body. In just an instant, Liang Zifeng had already entered demonization. Then he suddenly bent down. Just as Wu Lingyan caught the ball, he flew before him, then fiercely swung a punch smashing onto Wu Lingyan's body, sending him and the chubby guy flying directly. The boy not only physically withstood the heart demon's full power blow, but also prevented others from intervening. Determined to win the match, just now, Liang Zifeng completely entered demonization. Directly punching Wu Lingyan flying, he desired victory too much. Grabbing the spirit energy ball, he charged towards the goal, but Wu Lingyan, for the cultivation resources, didn't plan to admit defeat just like that, so he charged out again. Absolutely not letting Liang Zifeng get this final point, Liang Zifeng was now completely furious, directly smashing the spirit energy ball onto his body. Instantly, a terrifying energy explosion erupted within the field. But Wu Lingyan firmly blocked this ball with his body, even spitting out ketchup. He didn't plan to retreat half a step. Seeing this, Xiaoyu instantly wanted to rush in angrily. But Wu Lingyan shouted, "Don't come in, the match isn't over yet." After speaking, he suddenly pushed forward his chest, and took the opportunity to snatch the spirit energy ball. Now Liang Zifeng was completely dumbfounded, completely didn't expect Wu Lingyan to be so strong. And Wu Lingyan decisively quickly raised his hand towards the opponent's goal, fiercely shooting the spirit energy ball out, although the opponent's goalkeeper caught the ball. But he couldn't withstand the power on it at all, directly being blasted flying. The spectating crowd was instantly shocked. Mount Sagape, even a Yuaniing 7th stage cultivator, couldn't use such strong spirit energy, and just then, the match officially ended. Shen Tian Academy won 11-10 against Longting Academy. Liang Zifeng was instantly stunned. Didn't expect he would actually lose the match in front of his teacher. And Yu Tianqing also quickly reminded, "Your disciple has been eroded by a heart demon." But Shen Weiwang suddenly spat out a mouthful of ketchup, then said annoyed, "I always strictly required him to act cautiously, why would it still be like this?" But Yu Tianqing said meaningfully, "Perhaps it's precisely because you were too strict." And this outcome was clearly unacceptable to Liang Zifeng. Even stronger demonic energy instantly erupted from his body, instantly stepping into golden core stage cultivation. Seeing this, Tianqing immediately choked. It's actually a heart demon formed upon breaking through to the golden core stage? This time it's really hopeless. Instructor Mei, I still need to take care of old Shen. You quickly go organize him. Hearing this, Instructor Mei immediately leaped into the field, very decisively directly activating the sandbag's sacred body. Just like that, standing straight, took Liang Zifeng's heavy punch, but unexpectedly, just one punch. Instructor Mei actually fainted. Then Liang Zifeng shouted, "The match isn't over yet. Continue." Just then, Xiaoyu and Morong Chan also rushed into the field, stating they wanted to protect Wu Lingyan. Seeing people coming to try and stop him from achieving victory, Liang Zifeng directly slapped his hand on the ground. Great Earth with Divine Tree instantly condensed countless weapons, attacking everyone. In an instant, except for Wu Lingyan, everyone was firmly pressed to the ground. Seeing the nuisances were dealt with, Liang Zifeng immediately lifted Wu Lingyan, sneering, "Before I win, you must continue playing with me." Nearby Lingyu, seeing this, quickly hugged his arm, persuading, "Eldest senior brother, it's just losing one round. Don't force yourself like this." But Liang Zifeng directly threw him aside, angrily saying, "It's because of you trash that I lost the match. Now the people hindering us are gone, I want to have a one-on-one match with you." The boy, in order not to waste time anymore, finally activated clothes-ripping mode, choosing to directly act. Just now, the demonized Liang Zifeng actually demanded a duel with Wu Lingan.
Although the people from Longting wanted him to regain his senses, Liang Zifeng directly told them to shut up, then told Wu Lingan to continue the match with him. However, Bai Di and the others prepared to team up to stop him, but Shia Wawawa hid in the shadows, not intending to act, because he felt only if Wu Lingan died could he become the true chosen one, although Bai Di used her full power with the Yujian art.
But Golden Core stage cultivation was not something they could contend with.
Great Earthwood Divine Tree made it completely impossible for everyone to approach, due to his weapon being confiscated. He was also somewhat helpless for a moment. Bai Di had no choice, could only ask Instructor Mei to return her spirit sword, but Liang Zifeng impatiently used rocks, swift horses directly sending the two flying. But just then, Xiaoyu quietly rushed before him. She directly used the mental spell, Charming Bone Demonic Sound, then transmitted via mental power. You still have a chance to turn back. If you let your heart demon continue, there will be no turning back. Think carefully, there are still many important things in this world. Don't get lost because of radical consciousness. As soon as the words fell, Liang Zifeng immediately erupted with demonic energy again, roaring, "I want to win. This is the most important thing." Then he used the Great Earthwood Divine Art again, using earth walls to forcibly section off a narrow path. Even Bai Di couldn't break through this earth wall at all, and the rock wall was very high, absolutely no foothold to climb up, and Liang Zifeng urged impatiently, "The troublesome guys are all cleared out, quickly continue the match with me until I achieve victory." Hearing this, Wu Lingan shakily picked up the spirit energy ball, but due to the body being too painful, directly knelt down. Liang Zifeng saw this, instantly smiled, "Looks like I overestimated you after all. In that case, then just obediently watch me win." But Wu Lingan firmly stated, "Sorry. I must also win this competition," and Liang Zifeng couldn't be bothered with words, directly using the sharp earth cage. After trapping Wu Lingan, he snatched that spirit energy ball. Just then, Wu Lingan suddenly spoke, "Now, the match between academies is over, right? Since it's over, then I can also directly act." As soon as the words fell, Wu Lingan immediately stood up abruptly, activating clothes-ripping mode. Liang Zifeng saw this, instantly horrified. "How is this possible? Stop bluffing here, it's my thousand hands continuous strike." As soon as the words fell, immediately several stone arms rose from the ground, bombarding towards Wu Lingan. Instantly, the position where Wu Lingan was frantically smashed by stone fists. Seeing this scene, Liang Zifeng immediately laughed loudly, "I thought you had some skill. Wasn't it dealt with in one move?" But Wu Lingan was completely unharmed, saying with an indifferent face, "Apologies. I don't really want to waste time, so let's end this farce." After speaking, Wu Lingan suddenly broke free from the rock restraints, directly using the immortal art full power punch. Liang Zifeng, caught off guard, was immediately smashed in the face by the punch. Even possessing Golden Core stage cultivation, he absolutely couldn't withstand it, directly being fiercely punched flying, smashing violently onto the huge surrounding rock wall. The Longting Dean actually personally acted to kill his beloved disciple, but unexpectedly, the boy acted to stop him. Just now, Wu Lingan used full power, punching Liang Zifeng flying, but this punch also completely exhausted his strength. His body couldn't stop softening, falling backward. Turned out he was hungry until his legs went soft, having no strength left, and Morong Chan quickly took out a large chicken leg and walked over, frantically stuffing it into Wu Lingan's mouth. Bai Di didn't expect Longting Academy Dean's personal disciple would actually be possessed by a demon cultivator. An Instructor Mei suddenly appeared beside the three, reassuring, "With this instructor here, even demon cultivators need not be feared. Don't think just because you luckily ambushed earlier, this instructor is very strong." As soon as the words fell, Liang Zifeng suddenly lifted up from the ground, but was easily caught by Instructor Mei. But unexpectedly, Liang Zifeng suddenly felt his stomach churn, directly swallowing Instructor Mei. Enraged, he immediately punched Liang Zifeng flying. The moment Liang Zifeng fell, that strange crystal suddenly grew limbs, wanting to slip away. But Xiaoyu suddenly flashed out, grabbing it, then frowned slightly. Indeed, it's another artificially induced heart demon, Xianji. She directly burned that crystal to ashes, and the people from Longting saw Liang Zifeng return to normal, quickly went forward to help him up. Shen Weiwang also descended from the high platform. Seeing this, Lin Yu quickly urged, "Master, you arrived just in time, quickly treat eldest senior brother." But Shen Weiwang just stood quietly aside, then questioned with a serious tone, "Why did you do this?" Liang Zifeng said simply, "I didn't want to lose. Nor did I want to disappoint you, master. Even if I couldn't turn back,
I didn't want to see teacher lose the bet. Hearing this, Shen Weiwang immediately sighed. There's a reason why Longting Academy has always been inferior to Xiantian Academy. Take Lin Yu down. After speaking, Shen Weiwang used the great earthwood divine tree, condensing a giant sword. Then spoke again asking, our master-disciple relationship, tell me who gave it to you. That thing, I'll give you a quick death. Liang Zifeng immediately told the truth. That person wore a mask. I don't know exactly who he is, but he told me that pill could instantly increase my strength. Hearing this, Yu Tianqing immediately spoke. That person should be Sima Yu, undoubtedly, and Shen Weiwang's tone became downcast. Originally I was still mocking your academy for having problems. Didn't expect my own disciple had long been infiltrated by demon cultivators. I will teach you again in the next life. Just at this critical juncture, a pair of hands suddenly caught the giant sword. Wu Lingan actually caught his weapon barehanded. Shen Weiwang couldn't help but be astonished, actually able to catch my full power blow? This Xian Tian Academy. What kind of monster did it cultivate? Wu Lingan, however, smiled kindly, sorry, got excited for a moment and rushed up to stop it. Shen Weiwang immediately retorted impatiently. He became a demon cultivator, even wanted to kill you. You seem to have no reason to stop me, right? But Wu Lingan sincerely said, even if possessed, what he thought about was just competing with me. And not letting his master down. Seems he didn't want to harm anyone, right? Just because his desire to win was a bit strong, you shout kill, kill. I think that's not quite right. Hearing this, Shen Weiwang immediately sighed. This time I lost completely, willing to accept the bet. Longting Academy, from today onwards, will be a branch campus of Xiantian Academy. As for this demon cultivator, let your Xiantian Academy handle it yourselves. Hearing this, Yu Tianqing patted his shoulder, then slapped him backhandedly. You're just handing me a hot potato. Now adding this Liang Zifeng, there are already 3 unstable factors in the academy. Is the appearance of new demons really uncontrollable? Afterwards, Yu Tianqing said seriously, since Longting becomes a branch campus of Xiantian Academy, then you must obey this dean's orders. My first order is, move the entire Longting Academy to Xiantian Academy. The girl actually forced her way into the dean's office, just to participate in the mission with the boy. Just now, Yu Tianqing issued the order to move Longting Academy to Xiantian. Shen Weiwan was very puzzled by this, not knowing what Yu Tianqing wanted to do. And Yu Tianqing also gave an explanation. The reason for asking you to move here is naturally for convenient monitoring. All those affected by heart demons, if we don't control the situation more strictly, we, as the righteous path's future students, will be completely infiltrated by demon cultivators. So placing the students under our noses is the best method now. Meanwhile, Xiaoyu, wanting to claim her reward, had already arrived outside the door. She very domineeringly kicked open the door, shouting, "Old man Yu, the promised reward should be given to us now." But unexpectedly, this kick directly knocked Yu Tianqing over. Seeing this, Wu Lingan quickly went forward to help him up. But Xiaoyu was very impatient. Quickly bring out the promised reward, don't tell me you forgot? Promised that winning the match would grant a golden medal, and Wu Lingan also said somewhat embarrassedly. Heard the golden medal can be exchanged for anything desired. Can I request more cultivation resources? Hearing this, Yu Tianqing immediately thought silently. If Wu Lingan breaks through because of the resources I give, leading to a heart demon outbreak, that would be bad. So he sighed, this condition is no problem. But the academy was just attacked by demon cultivators. Really cannot give out more spirit stones. If you really want spirit stone resources, we in Longting Academy recently discovered a large spirit stone mine vein. Unfortunately, it's overrun with demonic beasts. The disciples we sent to collect spirit ore all died tragically at the hands of demonic beasts. Well, the situation is so serious. You should give up too, right? Better change the condition. Seeing the two actually turn to leave, Yu Tianqing was instantly stunned. You're leaving directly without changing the condition? But Wu Lingan said cheerfully, no need to change, we'll go to the spirit ore mine now. Tianqing instantly panicked. That spirit ore mine has quite a few demonic beasts. And demon cultivators love to subdue demonic beasts for their use, you must think carefully. But just then, Bai Di suddenly kicked the door flying, interrupting, no need to consider. Since it can attract demon cultivators, then we must eradicate them. Recently, demon cultivators have repeatedly provoked and attacked righteous path cultivators, so rampant. We must exterminate them all. Do you think I'm right? But why isn't Dean Yu giving me an answer? Wu Lingan instantly became embarrassed. He's pinned underneath you. Hearing this, Yu Tianqing got up roaring. The door I just fixed, you broke it again. Unauthorized collection of spirit ore is too dangerous for you. I disagree with you going arbitrarily. Just then, Shen Weiwang suddenly patted his shoulder, then whispered, I think letting them go collect spirit or isn't bad either, but Yu Tianqing was very worried. They all have heart demon seeds in them, letting them go is completely walking into the tiger's den of demon cultivators, but Shen Weiwang proposed a suggestion. Since demon cultivators have targeted them, why don't we use this point to make a play? We can use these children as bait, lure Sima Yu out, then input Strange King into Huang Yuhon's newly researched teleportation compass. If there's danger, we just bring people to teleport over. Hearing this, Yu Tianqing took out several compasses, saying, since you want to explore the spirit mine, then carry the compasses with you. If you encounter demon cultivators, must contact us. After taking the compasses, Bai Di became excited. Let's set off now to slay demons. Tianqing was still somewhat worried. Just letting these three little fellows go is still a bit too dangerous. But Shen Weiwang signaled, don't worry, I will naturally send people too. The ones dispatched were impressively Liang Zifeng and Lin Yu. Bai Di was instantly puzzled. Why do we have to go collect spirit or with them? Acting together with people easily controlled by demon cultivators, I don't feel safe. Xiao Yu heard this, instantly couldn't help but silently complain, weren't you also controlled before? And Liang Zifeng suddenly spoke with a sincere face, it was my fault before, being obsessed. So this time, Master hopes I can redeem myself through meritorious service. Especially what I did to Wu Lingan before, I am truly very sorry. Seeing Wu Lingan remain silent, Liang Zifeng instantly looked downcast, indeed. I knew you wouldn't forgive me easily, but unexpectedly, Wu Lingan suddenly vomited all over him, then said weakly, sorry, I get carriage sick. The boy publicly exposed his cohabitation with two great beauties. This slick operation instantly stunned everyone present. Just now, Wu Lingan vomited uncontrollably due to carriage sickness. Lin Yu was very puzzled by this. You're a cultivator anyway, right? How can you get sick even riding a carriage? Wu Lingan couldn't possibly say this was a side effect from his transmigration. So he smiled kindly, this is my problem, maybe I should just run behind the carriage. Hearing this, everyone got back into the carriage. Wu Lingan followed closely behind. Lin Yu immediately sneered dismissively, are all people from your Xin Tian Academy so boastful? This carriage uses 1,000 gallop spirit horses. When running, even a Yuanian cultivator might not necessarily catch up. Wu Lingan actually said he wanted to follow behind? If this isn't boasting, what is? But when he looked behind the carriage, he was surprised to find Wu Lingan actually really kept up with the carriage. Xiao Yu instantly became proud. Brother Lingan's physical fitness is beyond your imagination. Seeing this, Bai Di couldn't help but feel competitive. Is the reason Wu Lingan is so strong because he usually trains like this? Thinking of this, Bai Di directly jumped off the carriage, then stated she also wanted to cultivate this way. She felt as long as she cultivated the same way as Wu Lingan, sooner or later she could also possess that terrifying strength. But before running for long, Bai Di was already out of breath. Wu Lingan saw this, quickly reminded, why don't you go back to the carriage? Lin Yu also spoke up teasingly at this time. I have no objection to you running after him, but at this speed, you might not reach the mine even in a month. Bai Di was now completely broken. I am clearly the #1 genius in the history of Yujian Peak. Why can't I cultivate like Wu Lingan? And Wu Lingan suddenly spoke. If you really want to run after me, I actually have a way. If I lift the entire carriage like this, the speed will slow down some. It won't be so strenuous for you to follow. Seeing this, Bai Di's heart instantly stirred. He considered my feelings, actually thought of this method? But Wu Lingan interrupted inappropriately, what are you standing there for? Hurry up and follow. Hearing this, Bai Di immediately quickened her pace. This bit of difficulty couldn't stop her from becoming stronger. And Wu Lingan also praised, that's it, keep the rhythm, you have great fitness talent. Just like that, the two continuously ran. But what Wu Lingan didn't notice was, he entered the intersection of Lushui town. After running for a long time, Wu Lingan suddenly heard shots telling him to stop. Wu Lingan instantly looked towards Bai Di. And Bai Di indicated she could still continue running. But Lin Yu couldn't stand it anymore, you guys are fine. We've already vomited up the day before yesterday's meal. Seeing this situation, Wu Lingan quickly put the carriage down. Liang Zifeng, after recovering, quickly suggested finding an inn to rest first. Lin Yu also took out the map, walking while saying, at our speed, there should be a town nearby. If we didn't go wrong, we should be in Fuyun City now. But what appeared before them was Lushui town. Lin Yu instantly broke down. What happened? Took the wrong road, Wu Lingan instantly exclaimed. Must have taken the wrong turn at the previous fork. Liang Zifeng no longer dwelled on it, instead decided to find an inn to rest first. After finding the inn, He very decisively stated he wanted 2 rooms. While the attendant led the way, Wu Lingyan said goodbye, then we'll go rest first. See you tomorrow, and Liang Zifeng suddenly grabbed him. Wait a minute. Shouldn't the 2 rooms be separated by gender? Why are you going upstairs with them? Wu Lingyan was instantly speechless, because the 3 of us originally lived together. Now Liang Zifeng and Lin Yu were both stunned, completely unable to figure out what exactly the relationship between the 3 of them was, and Wu Lingyan, upon entering the room, took out a large chicken leg. These are the food senior sister Morong gave, want some? Seeing Bai Di wasn't hungry, he continued to train while eating the chicken leg, but just then, Bai Di suddenly spoke up, interrupting Wu Lingyan's way of getting stronger. Is it really just this so-called training? The girl diligently practiced the fitness method taught by the boy, but unexpectedly drew out the heart demon within her body. Just now, Bai Di tried using Wu Lingyan's method to cultivate, but it had no effect at all. Wu Lingyan could only helplessly state, maybe his physique was rather special, but Bai Di bowed seriously, no matter what, I will not give up the chance to become stronger. Please must teach me the method to become stronger. Wu Lingyan saw this, instantly became helpless. Don't be like this, actually, they are just simple fitness movements. Learning isn't difficult, but persisting is very hard. Afterwards, he threw the dumbbell in his hand, letting Bai Di catch it, but as soon as the dumbbell was in hand, Bai Di found she couldn't lift it at all. Instantly her face became ugly. How can it be so heavy? Do you usually use such heavy tools for cultivation? But Wu Lingyan said proudly, how could that be? The tools I use are even heavier. If you think it's too heavy, then forget it. After all, this training method of mine, you probably can't learn it. But Bai Di struggled to lift the dumbbell, firmly stating, I will absolutely not be left behind again. In any aspect, see? For a genius like me, there's nothing that can't be learned. Wu Lingyan immediately praised, well done. 20 movements per set, you still have 19 times left. Bai Di instantly despaired. Can I really not get stronger faster? And Wu Lingyan asked very curiously, you are already strong enough, why are you still so persistent in wanting to become stronger? Bai Di immediately gritted her teeth. Actually, my mother died at the hands of a demon cultivator, and it was precisely the demon cultivator who appeared on the martial stage that day. Hearing this, Wu Lingyan quickly whispered to Xiaoyu, I remember the one on the arena that day, shouldn't be a demon cultivator, but Bai Di's own heart demon. Right? Now Wu Lingyan was completely shocked. Doesn't that mean the matter of killing Bai Di's mother? Afterwards, he quickly apologized, sorry. Brought up your sad past, but Bai Di firmly stated, no matter, it's been a long time. But from that day on, I swore, I must use this sword in my hand, to slay all demon cultivators under heaven. Originally I thought with my talent, I could definitely achieve this goal, until your appearance made me realize there are people beyond people, heavens beyond heavens. If I can't even defeat you, someone my age, how can I defeat the demon cultivators of this world? Moreover, I always have a feeling that demon cultivator will continue to appear, and Wu Lingyan saw this. Quickly turned around, then you continue training to become stronger, we'll rest first. Seeing Bai Di start desperately lifting dumbbells, Xiaoyu quickly whispered, Brother Lingyan, that woman seems to have found the wrong target for revenge, and Wu Lingyan quickly signaled her to lower her voice. Don't let Bai Di hear. If she knew she caused her mother's death, she would definitely be greatly impacted. Afterwards, the two went directly to bed to rest. And Bai Di still gritted her teeth, persisting. Already lifted 19 times, seeing the goal was almost reached, she became excited. But just then, the strong obsession once again made her heart demon appear. But she didn't notice it, still desperately training, and Xiaoyu instantly sensed demonic energy appeared in the room. After getting up, she immediately reminded Brother Lingyan, don't sleep anymore, it's a heart demon. Wu Lingyan instantly panicked. How come there's a heart demon appearing again? Could it be that Sima Yu has come? Xiaoyu directly stated the key point, it should just be Bai Di's obsession to become stronger being too intense. Now we must tell her the truth of the matter, so she won't be blinded by obsession. But Wu Lingyan stopped her, wait, this is too cruel for her. Let me deal with her heart demon. Hearing this, Xiaoyu could only sigh silently. Brother Lingyan still likes being the good guy so much, and the heart demon, after discovering the two, immediately raised its hand to attack, but Wu Lingyan easily dodged past, then raised his leg towards its face, delivering a full power kick. The powerful force instantly blasted through the entire inn, seeing the house smashed into a big hole. He instantly regretted it, used too much force, this time I probably have to pay a lot of money.
And Liang Zifeng, who happened to live below him, was now completely furious.